Okay, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Texas Card House Live. My name is Derek. I'm joined by Darren today. How's it going, Darren?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good. Darren works here as a dealer, and obviously has some experience playing cards. So we got him in the mix here to commentate. Of course, I'm Derek, and we got 5-10 in the quarter action tonight. Let's right into the action.
They play during the day and leave like at 7 o'clock. That's how it's been going. Yeah, they go to dinner. Yeah. Win or lose 30 or 40 grand, and then go to dinner. Boom.
All right, there we go. I was kind of fumbling with the buttons there. We got Daniel Gill dealing our live stream tonight.
100 flip or 50? 100.
And they're going to start off here with a $100 bomb pot. Or $100 PLO flip. Excuse me.
Anyone new here on the stream?
So we got some of our usuals here. Kicker Problems, Poker Monkey. Kicker Problems in the chat. What up, Darren and Derek? How's it going?
50 for the production.
So I guess before we get into the game here, I guess you want to give a little bit of background on yourself, Darren. Maybe how long you've been dealing, maybe how long you've been involved in the poker industry.
I started off as a player. I used to play online. Very quickly, I have dealt before, but I consider TCH one of my first actual dealing jobs, so I'm stoked to be here.
Okay. So kind of similar to me, actually. So before TCH, I'd never worked in like a casino or even like a private room, honestly, or underground game. My first job in the poker industry was cage here, and then I started dealing, and then now I'm flooring. So I kind of worked my way up. And like you as well, I played a lot as well too. So did you primarily where in the U.S. did you primarily play?
I started off in Oklahoma, so that's where I was at. And TCH was just such good action. We used to drive here and play, drive back.
Okay.
Decided to move. So that's about it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, and they're going to start off with a flip here, as is tradition here on our Wednesday stream.
Yeah, there's so many cards.
I don't even bother looking at it until it looks like Trip Deuces might just take it down here.
Yeah, it's Deuce 9, 6, Deuce 10. There's the board.
Got a deuce.
Yeah, somehow no full house, just Trip Deuces with a king.
I see a 7, 7, 6, but yep.
I was excited.
Nice hand there for Cashman. Yeah, going to scoop the first flip of the night.
Okay, I'm gonna
How much
stay
are
away
these?
from
Like
that.
700?
Yeah, 700 profit, so $100 a player. I think we're missing one player at the moment. Currently got some of our usual players here. We've had
So we're doing $50 continuous net.
yeah, I didn't want to talk over Sean. Okay, so we got some of our regular players here. Bridge Mike in the 1 seat, Danny Marks in the 2 seat, OFC Sean in the 3.
Feels like we're playing for fun. Every net will get like a 10-15 minute gap and then play it again.
Seat 4 empty right now. Seat 5 Benham had quite the run last week. Quite the roller coaster of a night. Seat 6, I can't really tell who that is. Looks familiar.
Distribute the net buttons, that'll be awesome.
We'll find out momentarily here who that is. I think his name's John. No, Monte. Okay. We got Monte in the mix. Of course, Chris Cashman in the 7 seat, Grizz in the 8 seat, and Brass Monkey, a.k.a. Brian, in the 9 seat.
We already announced before you dealt.
And you're familiar with the Nick game, right, Darren?
Yes, it's very interesting.
What is that?
Yeah, no, it adds a lot of action, and it sounds like they're doing $50 a player for the penalty.
So whoever loses has to pay out $50
to each player.
Each player, yeah.
Yeah, correct. It drives a lot of action. I mean, in terms of monetary value, not too much really to be gained, but in terms of bragging rights and kind of needling power, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy giving out $50 to everyone either. No way.
But we're starting a little slow, but we got about 34 viewers right now. Welcome everyone to the live stream chat. If you're just now joining us, we got 5-10 and a quarter action here every single Wednesday. So as you'd expect, this Wednesday we got 5-10 and a quarter again. And for those of y'all that are new to our live stream, the format for this game is 5, 10, 25, a 3-blind game. Unlimited straddles, $5,000 max buy-in to start,
There's some good action
and
for 2-5.
match the stack once the game gets going. So you can imagine these games get pretty deep. I don't know if you tuned in last week, Darren, but we had someone have almost $30,000 stack at one point.
Yeah,
So.
I haven't really tuned in and watched any of these yet, so I do know the live stream goes on, and I've caught snips of it here and there, you know, when people make quads or straight flushes.
Yeah, you'll see the highlights.
Just to see the highlights, right. I'm more of a player, not a watcher, you know.
There you go.
Kind of sucks because all the 2-5 games here to play with like $10 straddle or $25 straddle. Yeah. I've only played a couple games over there that's like.
But we have a really fun lineup here. I think
Big blinds change.
the exact setup right now will actually create a lot of action. I'm most interested to see the dynamic between seat 3 and seat 5. Both very aggressive, very talented players as well. So, you know, Benham having position on Sean. I imagine we're going to see something in the mix. Cashman in the 7th seat, having position on Benham and OFC. I think it's going to create some interesting dynamics as well. I mean, all around, actually. I mean, this is set up to be a very fun game. I'm sure you recognize some of the players dealing to some of them.
I do. I've never played against them, but there are some good players here. No obvious fish. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, for sure. Seat 2, I'm going to give a little special shout out to our seat 2, Danny Marks. He actually won a Choctaw main event I want to say last summer or last winter, and that got him an entry into the WSOP Tournament of Champions, and he got 8th in that. So he made the final table, did very well. Obviously, to even make that free roll, you have to win a tournament, right? You have to win a major tournament in the WSOP circuit, and then he made it all the way. I think there was about 740 runners in that, and he made it all the way to 8th place.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Shout out to Danny to that. I mean, obviously just shy of the top prize of 200K, but I think he still made about 20K for his time for a free roll.
Yeah, that's amazing. Playing those large field tournaments is really hard actually because there's so much variance every time you play.
Right.
Oh my god, he was so nice.
Right, and I guess the biggest thing for a lot of the high skill players is they're trying to limit as much variance as possible. So when they do get in those high money spots, they can hopefully get lucky. You know?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say it's got to do with luck. But it's also got to do with like stealing blinds at the right levels.
Managing your variance,
yeah, it's more profitable. Sometimes instead of raising to 3x, you want to go like 2.5x.
Or smaller even,
you know, to open more hands, things like that. And if you can steal in the right spots, then you have more big blinds to make those plays. When just before the bubble, everyone's trying to like make the money, and you're sitting there with like 40 big blinds. You're going to be building the table a lot.
Right, you can chip up significantly during that time period here. We got a hand developing here. Benham and Monte getting after it here. Monte with 2 overs in the gut shot.
I really didn't think he had it.
That's a good turn card there. No spade in sight, though, for either player, so I think Monte will definitely put in a bet here, but probably a little cautious given that it is a pretty connected board, and Ace-King did make it straight on the turn, but he will bet and take it down there. Definitely one of those spots where if you get raised, you're definitely not loving it. Might even consider folding, depending on what size they raise to, just because you don't have really any chance to improve.
You put out 400 there, right?
So fun.
But yeah, he did bet a size into where if he did get raised, he could probably just comfortably let that go.
I think it being early, they're not really going to start bluffing and going all in right now, you know?
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a slow burn kind of thing. I'd like to give a shout out to all my friends who are watching. Hi, everyone. You know,
Okay.
I think my mom's probably going to see this at some point.
Awesome.
So, hi.
He had, in an hour, he had 3.
Like, how much are the good seats?
3 of those. And he's at least
Okay, great. Yeah, so we, if you didn't realize, we do stream live on YouTube specifically, or primarily, and then we do also stream on Twitch and Facebook Live.
He's like,
A lot of platforms that we stream on.
and so he's like, I'm gonna come take these guys out, you know? Yeah. These guys just butcher him.
He flopped the nuts.
2 points.
It's not like he's playing bad, right? It's just,
No,
it's horrible.
Oh wow, what a flop!
Speaking of flopping the nuts, Bridge Mike.
Flopped a full house. It's ace, ace, jack, queen, and he's got ace, jack versus ace 3.
And then I kind of get a little bit.
But there's 2 hearts out there, so
I had queens and ace deuce. He just
Danny
hit
bet
king,
300
and
into
ace of the river.
was this 940,
That was our pot.
including the 300?
At least I
Yes.
checked
Okay.
the river.
Yep.
You know, I was just about to say, if Bridge Mike raises here, Danny's calling here, knowing a lot of time
He has to call. He doesn't know that Bridge Mike flopped the nuts. Oh,
wow, and runner
oh my
chop
gosh.
here. What a spot here.
It's crazy. So now they're gonna chop, basically. How much pressure can you put up there? It's already a $2,000 pot.
Wow, what a river card there.
Crazy.
Will bring in the chop when Bridge Mike was way ahead on the turn there.
So did he just push out that knit button?
Yeah, I mean, a chop doesn't count, so it's just going to be, that's just, they're pushing it out
Yeah.
there so it's easily visible for the other players.
There's only 3 left right now.
4. Yeah,
Four,
they're kind of hard to see
Oh, I
with
see
the
that.
red felt. So.
There's 1 on C5. Perfect.
River's a heart or a 3.
What a
What a
crazy run out there.
That was a crazy flop. I know that the only way to get max value is to kind of slow play it anyway. So I guess they
Right.
were both trying to slow play it, and then the jack cleared the board up. So if you're sitting there with ace queen, that would be like the best time ever.
That would just be cooler if someone did have the ace queen there.
Yeah.
I ran that same. I ran a mean bluff on.
I like to think that they're good enough players they just fold.
Like,
Muck.
he really put the work in on him. He was talking about it for hours on it. We played till 3 in the morning. It was Brass Monkey, this, Brian, that.
I've seen a lot of crazy
Nice
things happen
guy,
when
bud,
people
all
get
that.
frustrated, you know, 8, 9 hours of playing, 20 hours of playing, and then they start to do crazy things. But I think they're all just fresh just right now, so we're not going to see any weird play happening unless they have prior, you know, things from like the day before, the
I
week
almost won
before.
my first ring in a tournament.
All right, so we have ace deuce versus 10-7.
That's right.
Venom's in the cutoff. Brass Monkey's on their gun.
Y'all both were together?
The flop is
No.
3 jack deuce.
The Tournament of Champions at the WSOP. I was out in Vegas last week. Got 8th place.
That's great, man.
That's him giving up his knit button, right?
Yeah, so yeah, for those that do not know what the knit game is, winning a hand at Showdown, pre-flop, wherever, as long as you win the hand and show down your hand, you get to turn in your knit button. Last person with the knit button has to pay everyone $50. So with 8 players here, $350 at stake.
I got a trip planned that weekend. I was just looking at it thinking, I could start at the beginning, and if I'm winning, you gotta go for the banana. Go overtime. I mean, you skip it.
No,
They gave away 18,000
I got a house
people. They gave away
down
$2
in
million. The winner got $1 million.
Girlfriend, her kids, my kids, Caleb's driving.
Like a family deal?
You know what? Let me get the
So when we
coffee
can't see
with
that
the
whole card, it just means that
half an
the
hour
RFID
between
thing didn't pick it
on
up.
site
Yeah,
and
either the player
and,
didn't, you know, put the other card above the sensor, or sometimes if they only scan one card at a time, it only picks up one card, so both cards will be scanned at the same time.
Danny's 100% went to showdown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From here. In 8 hands.
Team goes all
That's what
night.
it seems like.
Danny's definitely not. Oh my god. What? I said, didn't you win a hand with that ace?
When playing online, I used to have a lot of these stats on HUD, and then you get to know like which players are more sharky and which ones are more fishy based on these stats. So it's pretty interesting to see the live stats here.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the players were actually kind of concerned about that.
Yeah.
Because they knew that our new tracking software would track stats like that, and then they were like, "Is there any way like people can like look that up?" And we're like, "Oh no. Like it's all saved on like our own server, and unless they like."
Danny's gonna
They
defend.
don't want you to know how much they beat Pip, but also like if I'm being recorded and I'm playing live, I might change my play style a little bit because
You don't need to put
I know people are gonna watch.
Right. Yeah, I know some players definitely do play a little differently. from what I've noticed, during the live stream, players tend to they tend to bluff less and hero call more.
We've got a hand developing here. It's there's 2 diamonds on the board, and Danny has a 7-4 of diamonds. Brass Monkey's got the queen of diamonds, and the board's paired with aces. So, okay, let's go. Danny takes it down. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh no, yeah.
That's exactly what I thought.
Can't remember what I was saying.
But we were discussing player stats and how they don't want to.
I can't remember.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm tired.
Boom.
There's so much stuff. Just to let y'all know, there's so much stuff going on the
Thanks, Brass
screen.
Monkey.
I'm a little bit like just trying to take it all in. You know, there's like a zillion different pop-ups and stuff.
No, for sure. Take your time. Yeah, I'm used to it. So
Derek is awesome at this, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it. I have been doing it for over a year now.
Wow.
So the button comes back to him, it's already
Like,
when the button comes back.
yeah, then I owe 2,500 on top of losing a big hand. I was like, this sucks.
That's nasty.
So it gives it a nice break, and then you fight again. Yeah. And then whenever it ends, we start
That might
read
have
one
been
more
the
and
fast.
start
That
again.
might have been the fastest. Nobody won a hand twice, right? Nobody won a hand twice.
I don't think so.
They went fast. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
That was a really fast Nick game. Oh my
What are the odds of
god.
that?
Yeah,
Tell me.
we're on hand 10. The Nick game's already done.
Yeah,
So
that's super fast.
that's incredible because we typically every time we've done the Nick game, it's like halfway through the first dealer, like an hour at least.
Yeah.
An hour or like 45 minutes minimum. So the fact that we're already done with the first iteration of the Nick game, it's very interesting.
Good, I'm happy for
To say
you.
the least.
This might be an interesting hand.
Yeah, a lot of potential for Bridge Mike. Could turn some straight draws, could turn two pair or trips.
Yeah.
See, like I always
One of the
try
worst turn
and
cards.
take one stab at it when there's a scare card. If that had been a spade, I might have bet out. But these players are on another level. They have like way more interactive, you know, play with each other. They've got history basically. I'm always trying to not lose as much as possible, like everyone else. And if I were on this live stream, I'd be just counting down like, okay, I got what, 4 hours to go and this much money. Let's not lose it. But that's not the best way to play poker.
I was down.
You definitely have to get in there.
But I mean, I obviously, whenever you win a 30K pot, you're gonna have a good night, you know.
At Domain?
Both. I heard both played.
At the ranch?
Yeah, I would have made the nuts on that one. I had ace four diamonds. I was the original 25 poker.
Is it good action?
What was that?
No, I would too. I would sound like it's big.
Yeah.
It's just so hard. Yeah, I mean, he's getting somebody.
Nuts over.
I guess I don't have as much
I wish I was
experience.
there.
I missed the hand.
You know, Daniel.
We got pocket eights, pocket fours, ace three, and queen three.
It's usually like pretty snug, you know. Apparently, I wasn't there for it, but he like limped.
Four-way action.
Someone opened, someone three bets. Someone
He
cold called
limped, I
three
raised.
And the
he
flop
just
is
jammed.
10-3 king.
Like
There was a
6
three bet
out
and a
Rainbow.
call, and then
with
he
ace
jammed.
deuce. Ace king fold. Some guy called.
It might have been more than 6K.
Ace high at showdown.
Right now, pocket
Ace high
eights
do it.
have a
Someone called. It's all in
58%.
pre-flop. It's worse than ace high.
Yeah.
Right? Like king queen or something.
Yeah,
Garris
it had to have
bets
been king queen,
125. Benham's got
Crazy.
125 to call.
And it's so unlike
Makes it.
at all or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I was sitting at the table with Danny not too long ago over there before anyone opened, and it was a bad
An
afternoon.
interesting laydown for the pocket eights, I guess. You probably figured someone has a king or a 10, so
And I got it in
he
bad.
actually had the best
Oh, you
hand.
told me about that hand, yeah.
There's a consistent thing about people talking about you beating it.
Yeah. It's usually when I'm in bad. That's when I know I'm going to win.
And he doesn't play that much. He just bad beats people left and right. You know what I mean? It's like you said here.
That's better.
Danny will either like break even, lose a little, win a bunch, or lose a ton. He's never gonna lose.
Riz here actually betting out here with the best hand.
It's either gonna be 60 or
See, Ben decides to put on his cape here. No, he'll just let it go. Yeah, much better hands to make the call with. I'd say even like having a 10 would be a reasonable call.
Yeah.
Social not too long ago.
Like even a hand in that spot, a hand like ace 10 is probably betting for value. So you want at least a 10 to call.
It's a scary spot when the board pairs and it's the king, you know. So
And then
I think I'll be more,
river.
super more effective.
So 10 high board, river pairs.
I don't know about you, but I like to get my money in when it's at least a 90% favorite.
That is comforting.
Doesn't everyone?
So he bought in for like another 12, and that was like
Players
his
like,
bankroll.
no, I'm not saying, I'm just saying it's hard.
I don't know if it was or wasn't, but it was. I
Players
felt
like Garrett
really bad.
play on average probably about 30.
Because I mean, what are you gonna do?
He just gets those
I
spots.
mean,
He's
it's
really one of the
possible
luckiest
to do
players
really
I've ever played
well.
with. It's bizarre. Like you get it in pre-flop with Danny, like kings versus jacks, and you're praying. You know, let's chop. Let's please God, like let me hold one.
He's asking him
It's
chop.
really bizarre. He wins both. It's just so crazy. I've seen it time and time again.
Well, see, I was over there. It was the exact opposite. He got it in aces versus king, ace queen and ace king over and over again. Just kept losing and losing and losing. Yeah, it was one of the worst runs I've seen.
And he's not gonna give up.
He never gave up.
Yeah, it's never.
Put 60,000 on the table.
Is it like,
One night we're playing on this table after Tuesday.
is it
We're
like
playing like 51 and Stacks Junior first hand. He sits down after the stream. Stacks Junior, he's like having a good time, he's freaking out, you know. Stacks Junior for like 25 seconds. Goes on to like just
So
piss
that
it
way
away.
it just keeps me
He's
track.
playing every hand.
I love these RFID cards. It's so cool.
He goes home. And comes
Yeah,
back.
no,
He goes, I'll be back in
you know,
one.
it kind of brings you back to those ESPN World Series poker days.
Yeah.
Full of cash.
Pretending to be
Like, he
under
dug
the
it up
cameras,
and
which
he
you
back
literally
up.
are.
I think he
So
did. It was
bet a lot of these players enjoy it.
Yesterday there was
And anyways, he comes back to this Walmart bag, rebuys for 100K.
Poker used to be so boring without seeing these cards, you know.
Says, that
The
was
whole
nice
cards.
play with you guys. Goes home. Never seen him there.
Sorry, say that again?
Okay, Queen, Queen, 7. I said poker used to be so boring without being
Oh,
able
right,
to see
right.
everyone's whole cards.
I think it was fire.
Yeah, poker would be pretty much unwatchable if you didn't know the cards, right? I mean, it's
Yeah, it would be so boring. It'd just be like a bunch of guys just holding hands the whole time.
I actually really like him. I like
Sorry, I should say a bunch of
Like
individuals.
a morning regular. He played on the stream for weeks ago.
Oh, he did? I
And
didn't see
the
that.
boy, yeah. He had mask, it was all covered up.
That's awesome.
I just saw a notification down here. Heavy rain soon. It's supposed to rain today?
Wow.
My mom's watching me right now. She's like,
Now it says partly sunny.
oh yeah.
She texting us every day.
She swear to God, I'll have a recap.
Sounds like,
Oh, yeah. She's in it.
Does she understand poker? Like, does she?
Rain's coming in for sure.
what card I flipped?
OFC here, pocket tens.
Sorry, I didn't see it.
My mom watches show. She doesn't know anything.
Oh, okay.
She's never played in her life.
Raise it up, gonna get a call from Grizz.
3 months. I
I think it was the 10 of hearts exposed as well.
It's fun watching it, but you keep folding with the check mark. You need to
Bottom
say-
pair here for Grizz.
Like, Mom, I can't see the check mark.
Best hand right now for OFC.
I don't think she understands that it's on the tablet. I can't look over and see it.
Okay, that's actually really good. That's great.
you started folding less though with the check mark, so she gave you good advice.
Yeah, she gave me good advice.
Good job, Mama Cashman.
Very good.
She's got a very good point.
Yeah. I kept folding with the check mark. She's like, Chris, you'd be like,
She's smarter
you'd
than you.
have infinite if you just quit folding with the check mark. I was like, that's a good point.
Tell your mom that maybe she could like text you something when you have a check.
River card's a king. It's a pretty good card for OFC actually, but the front door hearts do get there. But for I think for this price, I don't think OFC's folding. He's gonna make the side call, expecting to see a flush sometimes, a king very rarely,
I was
and
an alternate, I didn't get in.
win the other
I
percentage.
knew you had
So,
tens because
looks like he will be winning this time. Nice hand for OFC.
I didn't know you had pocket tens.
That's kind of the name of poker, right? Like when the math says call, you just kind of do it sometimes, even though you like
have
expect
to do it.
Yeah,
you have to do it.
Just-
You can't not call. It's really sad sometimes.
You're calling, knowing you're probably losing.
Yeah.
When it's like, oh, I could have just folded. It's
But
like,
then
you can't fold.
But then the mat it works out eventually because
Sure.
He wouldn't have
You're
bet
playing
200.
like you
an
do
infinite
the right
number of
things.
hands.
He would have either checked
Famously,
call or-
there's like some YouTube video I saw with Tom Dwan, and he's just like, oh, I have to call, and he calls it, you know. So if they do it, we kind of have to.
Which hand?
That's what I think anyway.
Oh, yeah. The Ace Jack versus Aces.
Ace, yeah.
Ace Jack Diamonds versus Aces.
Of course, great call there from OFC. Let's see what he does this time.
Yeah, I know.
8 deuce offsuit.
He
Doesn't
told
look
me
like
about
it's a
it.
playable hand. We'll let it go.
Over his video.
Eight deuce offsuit. How can you fold that?
Yeah.
Such a winner.
I hope you get to see him play his favorite hand.
Oh, what's his favorite hand?
7-3.
Oh, 7-3.
Yeah.
slightly better than 7 deuce.
If he has 7-3, he will always raise with it. I've never seen him not raise with it.
Interesting. He's playing the 7-3
Noticed it
game.
started a little later today, though. I don't know.
Like Brass Monkey will flop a gut shot and backdoor hearts. Monte, not much of anything here. Fives now for Brass Monkey, gonna take the lead.
And he's got the block with the
The
straight.
2-5 might be affected more. Like some staples like Just Jeff will be
Cool,
gone.
that was quick.
Thank you, sir. You didn't bet I was.
I like that these players don't tank too much.
Yeah, they all play very
They've
quickly.
been pretty,
At
you know,
what age did you start learning poker?
pretty well mannered.
18?
You know, I mean, I will say when it gets to like the big spots, which is totally expected and fine, right? I mean, they'll take a few minutes, be more deliberate with their actions, but yeah, when it's
I must be learning.
you know, in terms of pre-flop and flop action, these players do not tank at all, and it's great to commentate over. It's great to watch as
Yeah.
well.
It's
I
like,
wonder
next
why you
hand,
play
let's
good
go.
if you watch me.
Figured he's so bad I can beat him no matter what.
I played in a lot of late night games where, you know, you've got those players that they tank every single hand, and it's just
I
like,
learned
come on,
watching
you know you're
Quick Time
folding.
and, JD.
If you do anything else, like, okay, fine, you have a hand, wonderful. Let's play a little faster.
Right,
You know?
and you know, we kind of have the added benefit too of our room charging for time. You kind of have like the pressure of the other players, like,
Yeah.
like we're all playing for time here. Don't waste our time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, it's been fun. I've been enjoying that game.
I love how often he's like leading out and C
I won
betting.
a 1,200 big blind pot with one pair yesterday. 4,000.
Took a stab at it, and here's the second one coming.
One pair. not recommended.
Pure aggression. Are you familiar with the red line, green line, blue line
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
That's just he's C betting on the flop turn and probably river.
4,000? Yeah. 100K, 1025 pot. I lost the big one to that John guy. Oh yeah, that's very good dealer. Yeah, yeah.
The next break is in a 1 hour and
He's
15
pretty tight. You got that pretty guy.
I know. I was like, there's like no hands. He's gonna put the money in with on the river, and then he like just had this nuts. So, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's the hand he's gonna put the money in.
That'll work. Yeah.
You should have seen how quick he turned over that.
So as we had a few more viewers here in the chat, for our players that like to play in the Dallas location, we have mystery high hands going around right now. They started on June 4th and will be going on until June 29th, Sunday through Friday, 10 a.m. to midnight, first drawing at 11 a.m. I was actually flooring today, and I had someone draw two $500 drawings in a row. The same person.
Amazing.
He hit quad kings, and then the next hour he hit quad jacks.
I think I should go out and buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, he was running really good. Drew $500 twice. I mean, there was another player today that actually drew $1,000 during Jay's shift. So I mean, a lot of money up for grabs.
I was living out there.
I mean, at minimum, you're getting 5 hours for free. So like, you can't really lose.
Yeah. And also, it's the high hand, so you already won the hand, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you
it's-
probably
just-
already won a decent
You win
sized
money,
pot.
and then you get
then
the
you win
ticket,
more.
you get to draw, and
Exactly.
it's beautiful.
Exactly. It's a win-win. If you got the high hand, you probably won a decent sized pot. Which every time I was walking over there, the guy that had the high hand, the same guy, he
day 3 play.
won like at least $300, $400 pot. But
Amazing.
oh, actually, we got a big hand developing here. OFC turning a flush against the Trip Kings of Benham.
I already bought my ticket.
And Benham with no full house here, but with a blocker to the straight. But no blockers to the flush though.
And
So.
he checks it. I guess he doesn't know that he has the nuts.
You gonna go out at all?
I'm going.
Oh yeah.
And OFC will check it over again to Benham, who decides to go for a little bit of a thin value bet there, right? I mean, trying to target a hand like King 9. I don't know how reasonable that is given the holdings. I mean, yeah, it's pretty thin, I think, overall.
Right now.
Yeah, the thing is, he can't bet out because he doesn't have the nuts, and he just wants to maybe keep the pot down and make a lot of worse hands fold. So
Every time we
he
start
has
the
to
next
kind of
one,
bet
but-
in that position.
Not every time, but whenever.
I mean, it was almost beautifully played there by OFC, right? He
Yeah.
bet the turn when he had made the flush, and then went ahead and checked it over to Benham, as if he had like a hand that would have the ace of spades or
I
something.
mean, like also paired board,
right?
9 high flush. You know, it's not really strong enough for if I
Oh,
were
no,
in
you're
his spot,
absolutely
like I wouldn't be betting, and I'm going first. You know, so
Yeah, he's never
if-
folding, never gonna.
yeah, if my opponent shoves all in on that river, I got to fold.
Right.
You know,
So yeah, great play there from OC by checking there, maintaining pot control, and then getting Bennett the bet out with a worse hand. So
Yeah, it's really hard to win a pot like that out of position.
yeah, that's very true. Like any king 10, king queen, and king.
Yeah, usually I'm check folding in that spot because I think I'm beat. You know, the straight gets there, flush got there, full house gets there. Pretty much every higher flush gets there. You know.
Right.
For the main event, it's my own. But I might do
So
like
that's a great call by him. I
Whatever
think.
you
He must have had like a
I
read.
appreciate it. Thanks.
I would.
This is gonna be my
It's
first
the thing, you
year
get all these
where I
dynamics
solo.
going on with players, and you can kind of watch what other people do when you're not in the hand, and you know, make notes. But let's say you're tight and they're playing against a loose aggressive player, they're going to be doing different things versus you, so those notes might not be so accurate because now you have to, you know, adjust for that.
That's pretty
So
responsible, and it's a tougher field, so I'll probably sell like 20 to 30%.
So how many bullets would they have to? Sorry.
You can only do one in the ring, so I'm protected.
So, but I could, if you say okay, max 3 bullets, up to max 3 bullets.
So you sell for the whole thing, and then you give a refund for whatever wasn't used.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we can do it like that.
That's how I usually would do it.
bet and
I
bets,
think I might play that too.
You should.
775.
Tournament or something, because I don't follow.
There's
And
4 good
Brass Monkey
main
lays that
events
down.
here at Chop God. There's 3 circuits and a WPT every year.
It's almost as if he was deciding how much of
Circuits are
a bet to
17
put
and
down.
the
You know, like
WPT is
okay,
38.
200 won't do it. I need a fold. It's like an incremental betting size. How much can I bet to make him fold, and just maybe a dollar less, and he'll call, so I can take down more of a pot.
Hey, what's your license plate say? I saw a Porsche with a... No? Okay.
It's one of those things I think about.
He's like,
Don't say
It had a poker comment on it or whatever. I was like, is that a cash? I didn't think that would be a... Because it was like big hand or all in or something stupid like that.
his personality.
Yeah.
Didn't get robbed, yeah.
So this stream just goes for 4 hours, and that's
Yeah, we
it.
don't have to talk.
And they don't play after that.
no, I mean sometimes the players will play after. That's up to them. There are multiple players that typically only play for the 4-hour period. It just depends on the lineup.
Yeah.
Do they not have security walking through the parking lot there?
Like for the first couple weeks, I didn't see anybody outside.
They have a cart down, so he does now.
Yeah.
Is that the other place?
Yeah.
That's what somebody driving around today.
This should be interesting. So Brass Monkey has pocket deuces on cutoff, and Danny has king queen offsuit. We're seeing a flop. 9-4-7, 2 spades.
Kind of the tough spot with playing deuces here.
Everything's an overpair.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even if, you know, say Danny had a hand like 7-6 suited, 7-8 suited, like he's never folding even just one bet. So I don't know if I like this bet here from Brass Monkey. I get what he's doing. He's trying to.
He's just got lots of aggression. I think his aggression factor is up there. See, he's
and he
taking
will
it down.
take it down. Yeah. So I mean, you're really just banking on hands that. I get why he's betting, right? Because he doesn't. There's a lot of turn-outs you don't like seeing.
I'm bullet
Exactly.
6s.
So you're trying to deny equity a lot of those like king queen, ace king, ace queen holdings. But a lot of times those hands still will call you
What can I say?
at least one street. Like say if Danny at least had ace high, he'd probably at least make the call there on the flop. But got king queen to fold, so that's definitely a win there.
No lies, no punting, no more.
Is that your second?
Too bad the 6 didn't have a 3 with it. Second play for sure.
I think
100%.
deuces versus king queen
I
is
just don't
kind
know what
of
to do with the
it's a
premiums.
flip, but isn't it? Deuces are slightly ahead, like 51-49.
It's almost a pure coin flip because of the counterfeit out.
Fours
So
are
I
lower.
gotta get out my poker calculator.
Some cards coming down here. I'm gonna flip this thing over.
I mean, if it's close, it's pretty negligible, honestly. It's
Change it up.
we call it coin flips. I mean, it's slightly favored, right? It's 50, yeah.
I get mad at because I've done it before.
Got Danny versus Bridge Mike here. Danny currently with the best hand. Jack on the flop would definitely have some action here. Will come ace high, favoring Danny's range here, and he has position. Imagine he's betting a board texture like this 100% of the time.
The first time I did it was that time I played down.
Probably expecting folds a high percentage of the time as
And
well.
it was 500 ahead for that too, so $4,000. And I wasn't at the table when they called the board. And so I sit down and I go ahead, you got. And they're like, oh, they have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah. That's like when we used to play, you had to show one. Everybody.
All the players here are so good. They have such solid, you know, C betting, bet sizing.
Did you guys order the
They
beer?
just know how to
Yeah, it's
Okay, so she's coming here. Right?
get that max value and then also rep certain hand ranges on different flop textures, you know?
I gotta win though.
Big hands.
I'm gonna hand so I can use the bathroom. Not this time, my bathroom though.
Yeah, you do.
You didn't bring your diaper?
No, if y'all would just be
I mean, if
swell,
you're going to the
fold me
seniors
out
event,
right,
you might as well get your
I
diaper.
I have 3 cards somehow. Daniel, I have 3 cards.
Uh-oh.
Which ones would you like to play?
It says he's got 3 cards.
I don't know how this happened, but
You have to choose the 2 worst.
I haven't chosen the 2 words.
So it's a misdeal, no action?
Okay, that's
Let's
steal,
go.
no action. Those cards are a little tough to
Three
make
aces.
sure that they don't stick to each other as well.
You're like, none of them are worst. They're all aces.
It says they're all aces.
Everything feels a little sticky in here.
I don't know if I like the way that
The
sounds.
cards.
Players.
I think we're at a 60% chance I just grabbed one of your
Wonder what
cards.
the dealer was doing.
Probably the extra humidity with that rain
Even
coming in.
after I threw them out.
Could be.
No.
I had your hand, Jack.
There's some sort here where like
You did?
some guy was dealt 3 cards. There's like pre-flop action, he calls. And they get to the river,
Lauren.
he goes like that, he goes all in, the other guy calls. And he's like, haha, it's a misdeal, and shows him 3 cards.
or did
And then the 4 comes over, he's like, no, that hand's dead. You
forgot
have no claim to the pot. And shifts it to the other guy.
2, please. Thank you.
That's such a scumbag. You have to try to throw it.
He was just messing around. He's like, ah, it's just a joke, you know, 3 cards.
Carlos did it by accident where he was on the
Such a
flop
good
return,
story.
I think.
I know exactly who that player is.
Oh my gosh, really?
It happened. He didn't notice. The
Player is no longer
It was
with
an
us.
actual
Oh,
In the
boy.
sense, like, they don't,
His
they're
was
banned.
an
Dude.
Yeah.
He was in the action post flop. I'm like, oh my god.
I think I was, I heard about it the next day, like, from the floor that made that ruling. They're like, yeah, they just didn't have a hand. And I was like, yeah, that's the right ruling.
It's absolutely correct.
'Cause
I mean, it's,
when you
it's-
get, it's like unfortunate, right? It is the dealer's mistake or error. I shouldn't say mistake, error, right? It's
Yeah,
like it
human
happens.
error.
Human error, dealing a 3rd card. But it is the responsibility. I will say this to our viewers out there: it is responsibility of the player to let the dealer know, or at least let the other players know, hey, I got a 3rd card, so then they can at least end the hand right there, move on to the next man's misdeal, and they can rectify it that way instead of playing it down to the river and then saying,
and then shoving all in.
yeah,
you know?
and then it stands. Yeah.
It's not a joke, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I folded. If you had the
Because then
middle,
yeah, like Danny just said, like I was saying, it's kind of a scumbag move. It's unfair to that player that played all those streets thinking that they're going to win the pot, or you know, they're putting money in to what they think is a legal bet, right? So.
It'd be nice if you took it down with the strap.
But yeah, we're increasing in viewer count here. 111 viewers so far. Appreciate everyone that's been tuning in. Also, we have news here for our Saturday tournament at our Dallas location. We're doing the bigger one twice this month, June 10th and June 24th. So look at that, twice this month instead of once in the month. That's a $500 buy-in, 40K starting stack, 30-minute levels, 50K guaranteed prize pool. So that's right, this Saturday, June 10th at 10 a.m., our bigger one, and then June 24th, our bigger one again. So make sure y'all are book that on the calendar and come to Texas Card House Dallas to play in this tournament.
You're not letting me get away with that. It didn't work. And you don't have to do that either. I'm not in it.
Brass Monkey gonna find a pair here. Monte
I told him there's something fishy about this.
looking
race.
for an 8 and 8 only. Monte was the pre-flop aggressor though, so he might decide to bet the scare card here on the turn.
Yeah, he's repping ace-queen, at least. Brass Monkey just has so much aggression, you know? He doesn't believe.
This third barrel should do
Monte
it
has-
though, I think. You know,
I think
repping
if
the
Monte, if
ace-queen-
Monte checks it, Brass Monkey probably check behind.
For sure.
Right? Yeah, so he needs to like put out maybe quite a sizable bet.
Yeah, went for the delayed C bet. Sometimes it's almost more of a
So this is a good. technical
sometimes
question.
stronger depending on the board texture, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it makes more sense to be delay C betting with your certain hands, right? You're gonna be doing that a lot with your ace,
With
like you
your
said,
made
your ace
hands, yeah,
queen.
exactly. So I mean, you want to keep them in the hand if you had it, you know. So of course you would check to them, see if they bet, and if they didn't, then got to bet on the river.
So sword
So
checked
it
out.
kinda
It's
looks
a nice
like
play
that.
there for Monte.
Yeah.
I think I hear the rain.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Wow. So
It's pretty cool.
they weren't kidding. Heavy rain incoming. Sometimes this is weatherman can be right.
It's just like poker. There's a variance in it, you know. Percentage chance of weather.
Do you have the nib button, sir?
No, I do not. He just
Oh my god, that's not good news.
But it's still in there.
Two players. Oh, you have the nibs. Okay.
All right, flop is 5-9 queen, 2 clubs and a diamond. Monte has ace-5 of diamonds. OFC has king of diamonds, jack of clubs.
You can't bet 10, right?
It's gotta be 75. Okay.
It's gotta be 75 minimum. Yeah, that's why I changed it.
But you scare me because you had all these chips and then you come out with 75. He said it can be 60.
It can be 60? Okay, then 60 it is.
60. Oh, then I'll call 60. Either way, you're stringing me along.
I think Monte was wanting it to be a diamond on the turn.
From the
Still,
call second
still
barrel.
ahead though. It's a scary board, but he's still ahead. Check, check.
Yeah, he'll happily take the free card here.
Yep.
Let's see if OC decides
Deuce.
to bluff this river here.
Deuce of clubs. I think it slows down everything, but you know, position.
150.
That's 150. I think that should do the job because it reps a really strong hand as well.
Yeah, begging to get
OFC's
called.
thinking about it. He's got the jack of clubs. He's not really got anything. Just king high. He's probably gonna let it go. I don't know why he's tanking so long. That. There you go. I think sometimes I call it the Hollywood or fold. You know, sometimes you have to just wait, so they think you have a really strong hand. But then this is gonna end up on the live stream anyway, so
Yeah, I mean,
you can't wait too long.
Yeah, I mean, but there is still the 3 hours. So.
Yeah, and you got to think about it. You really do have to think about it for, you know, how did the action play out to get to here? And is that a believable story?
I know. Are they going to put it one of these in?
All right, after 23 hands, we have AFQ. What does AFQ stand for? Average.
Aggression frequency.
Oh, aggression frequency. All right.
Tournaments. Tournaments.
Yeah, really good.
Have they said anything about
Yeah, Monty, Cashman, and Grizz are all up there.
chips from these places? Like, I had to drive out of my lunchtime today.
It hasn't gotten there yet.
Okay.
But yes, that is in the works. Eventually it'll get there.
Yeah, I snuck out at lunch and went over there and got cash from the chips.
Apparently it's really tough because like there's a security issue transporting chips back.
This might be an interesting hand. We got Ace of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts for OFC, and Ace 8 suited spades for Benham. He's raised to 125. Grizz has King Jack offsuit. He's called, and we see a flop 3 ways.
They're not going to take your chips.
And it's Rainbow,
But they
4-6
needed a
queen.
concept anyway. How do you think I would
Grizz checks.
He just got sprinted.
Do you have any time left over at poker?
They need to put
So
this in the
does
belt.
OFC still have the knit button? Maybe that's what he was thinking about, you know?
I'm gonna go buy a table.
Are you?
Really? How much?
Oh, from Poker House?
Yeah.
How much are they?
I'm not sure. Like I'm gonna go talk to the manager sometime this week.
You hit me up.
Okay, I will.
I need to run
I'm gonna
another
buy a
Lego
couple.
game.
One for my house.
That's
What are you telling me?
Is it foldable from just the legs?
I don't think so.
It's just one solid piece?
Yeah,
They're nice tables. You remember? Like
They're not
they're
easy.
really nice.
No, but you need a stationary place.
Yeah.
My game room's full with the pool table this time.
That's
Seriously. I would like one. You should buy like 5.
Better not.
Yeah.
Seriously. People would buy them.
Well, it doesn't know what they're selling them for. I mean, they're probably
Yeah, yeah.
1,500 each. Like,
I don't know. They're less than that.
What are they gonna do with them?
Yeah. They said poker house on them.
Get them refilled.
Those tables are pretty good.
They're opening another one.
Those tables are
somewhere.
pretty good
They're
with
not trying to
chargers
do it.
and.
Different ownership.
Yeah.
So like,
No, he's
yeah,
good.
and it's gonna be
Just-
smaller, so they're not gonna need it.
Or do you want to do it again?
I want to get.
Yeah, just
Do it again?
Those cards are really, really
I want to get the one
tough
that
to
has
deal
the reader in it,
with.
but if
Yeah,
I'm-
Because they've got the
if you're not
RFID chip.
used to it, yeah, it definitely takes a little time. I know some of the newer dealers that deal on a live stream. They'll notice that they can't deal the same speed as they normally deal, so they need to take a little more time, a little more effort.
I think when I did my
What was that,
audition,
dude?
we had
On
a
the phone,
different
like-
pack of cards, and it's just everything's slightly different, you know?
Yeah, it does.
Amazing.
It does matter for sure.
Yeah.
They don't have sewing machines there?
There's a guy.
Well, we got a little bit of a lull here. For those of y'all that are interested in playing our live stream, either on Tuesday or Wednesday, this is the person you'd like to contact, Mallory. You can contact her at that phone number or that email, preferably by email, I think. She doesn't want to get bombarded too much by text, but probably the easiest way so it's on paper is by email. Texas card, TCH Live D Texas at texascardhouse.com, as you can see on the screen there. Yeah, typically our Tuesday games are 25, 25, 50. I know this past week, or yesterday, was a 1-3, special 1-3 stream that Mallory actually played in. And then every Wednesday we'll always have our 5-10 in the quarter matches that game. If you have any questions in the chats, go ahead and throw them in the chat there. Whether you have a question for me or Darren, we'll happily do our best to answer those questions.
Yeah, there's 118 of y'all. Say hi. Give us some questions.
We got a latecomer to the stream here in seed 4, aka Fire. He likes to bring a lot of action. He likes to buy in deep. He'll play some big
He's
pots.
reaching for chips, I
You never
think,
know.
right?
When,
No. Oh,
It's one of those things you don't want to know.
just getting comfy.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, when you see someone sit
that
down
like
at the
a red?
table with oversized chips, he's got some 1K chips, he's got some pink chips. He comes in with nothing smaller than a black chip.
Okay.
He's ready to play, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to see what the chips are from here at this angle. Okay, he's got a 1K chip under there. Yep. Right, this looks like it might go to the flop. We have ace-9 suited, king-jack suited, 7-6 offsuit, and ace-10 offsuit.
Yeah, this could definitely go multi-way here, unless someone decides to put in a big squeeze.
It's only 50-50 to call with ace-10 offsuit, so he's getting priced in right there, and the flop is 4-3-8 rainbow.
Wow. Quite the boring flop there.
Bridge Mike's he's flopped basically a straight draw.
So sick.
One of them's out.
Insane.
125 to call. Pot's 435. He does make the call. It's the right call, I guess. All right, now he has a pair of sevens versus ace-10.
Like 6 or 7 bomb pots flops in a row yesterday. And I either scooped
He
or
really
won
needs that
half.
5, I think, right?
Insane. I've never been that hot in bomb pots.
Yeah, with big, were you winning with big hands? Like you're making your hands?
Well,
big
yeah,
or folding?
I have to flop really strong to be willing to bet the
It's a
spot.
good bet. Good bet sizing.
So, like,
Just
I have to have a chance
1/5,
of
1/6
scooping
of the
for
pot,
me
you know?
For me to bet the flop.
It's a please call me bet.
Yeah, in this spot here, with the 2 pair, you're trying to target a hand like ace high.
That's a call.
And he got exactly ace high to call.
Yeah.
Great play there from Bridge Mike.
And also, I mean, you're going to find out real quick if someone has anything, because
Right.
they're going to raise that. Cause,
Yeah,
you
with
know,
how under bluff
you bet
paired
100,
boards
they're going to make it like 350 mid.
It's just on those paired boards.
And then you can let it go, you know?
Yeah, you can pretty easily let it go if you get raised in that spot.
Unless you have history with the player.
Right.
In which case, you want to think about it before you let it go on the live stream. Brass Monkey has a 41% RFI. He's pretty aggressive. RFI is raised first in. All right, Cashman raised to 75 with 10-8 off. Bridge Mike's call with 6s.
Did I trade my hand for that?
Did he misread his hand?
He folded ace-10 and it
Oh, no.
accidentally flashed up, so now everyone's like making
Oh,
fun
boy.
of him. I mean, we're all.
Give him the nit.
Oh, that's so
I
embarrassing.
mean, this is
but-
a one. What was it? 5, 10, 25.
Yeah, no, it's like theoretically, it's a re-raise or fold in that spot, right? So it's
Okay.
no, I mean it's totally fine how Danny played it. It's just funny how like everyone got to see it, and then they can make fun of it.
Ooh, this is gonna be. This is juicy. We got
Still run out. Let's see.
Jack 8 and the flop has Queen 9. And I think that graphic changed. Does it say 7 of diamonds? So he's got a diamond draw, straight draw, and Cashman has a 10-8. So they both got like diamonds and straight draws. Bridge Mike's got the 6 of diamonds. Yep, that's a good fold right there. Got out. So I mean, what would the gin card be? What, an 8 of diamonds?
I don't know, of all places, we end up sitting on 10 right behind them.
Because they give everyone an 8 at least. Put the straight up there. You know.
7 groups come through.
Boom. Okay, queen.
Queen,
It's gonna.
complete brick here, and OFC with the aggression here, or with the he was the betting lead, right? So he might bet again here, and probably
I was surprised.
expect sometimes for Cashman to have a queen, but
This cloning
looks pretty strong from
But a lot of the big names
OFC's
it was in between the Memorial and
We saw Scheffler
play here.
yeah.
See if Cashman decides to turn his hand into a bluff here.
Jordan Wood.
It looks like he's considering it, but we'll let it go.
I love going to cloning.
Yeah, to me it's like golf.
Wes Combs in the chat. You should make the LEDs light up on the table to indicate who the action's on. Might be something neat no one else is doing. Maybe tie it in with whoever is doing with the graphics. So we actually already do that, Wes. Appreciate the comment though. If you'll pay attention, whoever the action is on will light up green LEDs. So
When it comes back to
cool.
Kirby start again.
I didn't even know about that
Carlos
green,
would be sweating it
but
more than I
that's
would
pretty
right
cool.
now, 'cause he would
Can you
want
get
to
assessed
buy.
for it? No, you're getting assessed.
I swear to God, he'd be sweating it
You
more
gotta
than I
pay.
would.
So where is it right now? We don't see that green light, right?
you won't see it until all the cards are dealt out.
Okay. And then once all the cards are dealt out, it'll be under the 6th seat, right? Correct. There you go. You see that green right there, Wes? It's a great question.
You moved out there for business reasons or just because it's
Oh. They're pretty much folding faster than the lights can go around, though.
Right, yeah, so that might be why. That might
there's
be
a
why
little bit of a
Wes
lag.
can't see it. Yeah.
But you know what? I think it's just to do with the RFID readers and the time it takes to process everything. So that's pretty cool. Like if you wait more than a second, the lights will be correct, you know?
And the coin will do all new everything. All new
So
core
check.
value.
Yeah, check.
When they're done,
Bets 60. Takes it down. Wow, we can hear the thunder outside.
What was the
Can you
hand?
hear that?
Yeah,
Hear
I
that?
heard
Yeah.
just a trailer. The guy was one of my customers in Mercedes. He's like,
Don't want a massive winner right just yet. Monte up about 1,000 or close to 1,000. Brass Monkey down about 1,000.
So now there's a 5, 10, 25 straddle, and that's a 50 blind, right?
Yes, so
Okay.
it's a 3-blind game, so the 25 is considered the big blind, or the third blind, and then you can do unlimited straddles.
So the 50 is a straddle?
Yes.
He gets ultimate, he gets action. Wow, I'm loving this game. I know some people would be really interested, but they're not from the States, so.
I didn't have any money, so it's like somebody, hey, you know.
Yeah, definitely plays quite large. And considering that, I mean, when it's a straddles on, it's a 25-50 game. Considering that the max start off is 5,000, it's relatively short. You know,
Yeah,
it's
you're
100 big
super
blinds.
short. Yeah.
But it is match stack, so that does, you know, people will add on. To
Yeah,
match
because
the larger
if
stack.
you lose your 5K, you can just buy in for 10, you know?
Exactly.
Well, my last hand, I jammed.
I like that it's match the stack because it levels the playing field a little bit, because in 4 hours you're not going to be able to lose 5K and then make it back. It's not worth it sometimes.
one was I opened.
Yeah, by your third or fourth buy-in, you're not wanting to do that exact same buy-in.
Yes.
In terms of like protecting the player pool and creating like a better, friendlier game environment, yeah, you want the caps. But in terms for the players that like to play for a living or like to play long sessions to get unstuck, that is pretty brutal, right? Like, I mean, I remember the 2.5 at the casino I used to play at was a 500 cap.
Yeah.
I vividly remember playing like, you know, a $3,000 or $4,000 pot and then getting stacked, and it's like, oh, back down to 500. It's like, I don't know if I want to do that. I think I might just rather leave, you know?
Yeah. I used to play at Riverwind in Oklahoma.
Oh, unfortunate here. Unfortunate for Brass Monkey here. Gets the aces but no action. But yeah, what were you saying with Riverwind?
Oh yeah, no, they have 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 5 games, you know. So I spent like a month or two just trying to short buy at the 1, 2 and perfect that like little short buy strategy. And it's basically you wait for 10s and up, pocket pairs, and then you shove,
Right,
you know, because you got the short stack. And so like the first hour is pretty boring. And you just, you know, waste away. And I hate short stack play. I much prefer deep stack play. So if I can bind for like a 1K at a 1-2, that'd be the nuts for me. So I think it's really nice that TCH over here has 500 bind for the 1-2. That's
Oh,
pretty
for
good.
sure. Yeah, no, and I know a lot of our players like that, and I think that's what keeps a lot of players keep coming back to TCH Dallas. Yeah.
Yes.
They're all gonna play straightforward games.
I would be pissed if I was going to. Now I want the aces.
What's he saying over here? What is it saying? Thanks, it was tripping me out. Wasn't sure if it was intentional.
That's the same. Wes, the same guy that brought up
About the lights, right?
Yeah, the lights.
Yeah.
I'm a change player.
He's one of the biggest golf stars in the world. In Asia, he's like a big deal.
I believe it.
And now he's just like some random PGA Tour guy. How much did you get? Hideki Matsuyama was offered $700 million. In Vegas.
I wouldn't care if I ever played in the PGA again.
Fire's just been chilling. He's seen 6 hands, knock on a showdown. He's just like just sitting down, getting a feel for the table, right?
Yeah, I mean, he just sat down, like you said. But typically, he does like to play a decent number of hands and drive the action. So I think we'll see some big things from him tonight.
I'm super happy to be invited to co-comment on this, by the way.
Oh yeah, appreciate you for filling in.
Yeah. Shout out to Mallory. Thank you for thinking of me.
That's the whole reason I played it.
Oh. For a second there, I thought he flipped over Ace King because the graphic shows Ace King.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
And he's like,
his
what is he
cards.
doing?
I'm like,
man?
what? What are you doing?
Just folding Ace King.
It's too not a premium enough hand to play from that early position, right?
By a large margin, yeah.
What is he? Yeah, what else is he waiting for, right?
Yeah, I
The
know.
Kings.
Just aces, just aces. I've seen a couple players that basically they sit and, you know, they're on their phone, they're watching TV and stuff, and then they play one hand every like 3 hours, and you know they have aces, but they end up getting action because people just want to like stack them, you know?
Right. They want to get him off the table.
Yeah.
The Asian poker tour is getting really big too.
Oh, this is gonna be a good hand. So, oh,
If you guys want to play some crazy cash game,
down,
I can
free flop.
guide you all in India if you ever go there.
Well, I was hoping to see a flop right there.
Yeah, I mean, facing a 4-bet from early position.
I mean, it is a 4-bet from early position, but don't you have?
No, so
Or aren't you playing in position after that on every street?
Yeah, I mean, you have ace-9, so it's just the fold.
It wasn't suited, right?
No.
Okay,
So it's
yeah,
all dollars.
good fold.
it's all US dollars. So all these pros, they go play there. Phil, Antonius.
Been in 2 weeks. India is the most interesting country in the world.
It is. It's got a lot of history, a lot of
Are they discussing poker in India?
It says it's got 19,000
19,000 languages?
or
That's pretty cool.
19,000 gods. Maybe it's gods. Not languages.
You know, one of the things I like most about poker is just sitting around and chit-chatting with people at the table. You get to hear a lot of interesting stories.
Do I wish?
Oh, every one of them.
Not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Mesaper or Mesa for production says he's waiting for Deuce 7.
Ah, you got me, man. You got me.
Water, please.
Got me hooked.
Easy money.
Got queens for Brass Monkey here. Look at a jack high flop. That's dangerous here for OFC. The swap top pair with a king kicker.
Especially because there's 2 clubs as well.
Sure.
And
So
Brass Monkey's holding the queen of clubs.
Reasonable.
it's a brick turn card there. Brass Monkey, imagine will continue barreling here. Lots of draws out there.
He does have that aggression factor. Or frequency. He makes the call.
7 does bring in a possible straight now. 9-10 does make a straight on the river. But that's really the only hand you really have to be worried about here. A lot of hands you can still get value from, like King Jack, Ace Jack, Jack 10.
Oh, they do
Oh, it's good bet sizing.
Oh, it's Mark's
right there. It's just 1K into a 1.83K pot. So
yeah, unfortunate here. I think you just have to pay it off.
and he's also only got 1.8K behind, so that's like a red flag right there. He's pretty much
You're not worried about that
put
board
half
me
his
hitting
stack
2
in,
pair
you know.
anywhere? That board is all over my range. Still keep betting. Why?
I love the heads up talk.
9-10 got there, 2 pairs, so many cards. Unless you have a set. It's the only thing. You cannot have jacks. Because I have it.
I think he's gonna talk himself into a call right there.
Yeah, it's tough having that jack because you, like he's saying, he's blocking set of jacks. So,
And Brass Monkey's being so aggressive every single hand.
So it's a strange bet if you have an overpair.
He's been so aggressive overhand every hand that I think he's gonna call.
It's a little tricky.
And he spent too long giving the speech to, like, you know,
be able to bluff him off now,
to 4x or whatever to shove all in. And he shows the queens.
He's almost a little embarrassed to show his overpair
I
after
mean,
OFC's like, it's a strange bet if you have an overpair, but no,
Well,
I mean, he's targeting a single pair holding. Like
It was a good bet, and also he has a lot of aggression. So whenever he's had a chance to check or bet, he's always bet.
Either, so
and his bet sizing there is like it's incredibly strong because it's less than it's like, what was it, 50%, 30% pot?
I don't know the exact
something like that, and he had like just enough left behind, so you don't really want to re-raise him because it looks like he's going to call. He has to call, basically. So, great bet sizing. It is confusion. It is confusing when players do that. Cashman has ace-king offsuit. Benham raised to 75 with king-deuce suited of hearts. Oh. Cashman takes it down.
Two pair on the river. Other one would have made 2 pair on the river.
That's the garbage I usually play.
That was worse garbage. My other pair would have been bad.
Hi, Julian.
You know who Julian is.
Yeah, I know who Julian is. He's awesome, by the way.
I'm not even going to entertain him.
He says, wow, y'all letting Darren in the booth. He's my favorite player.
Those are all poker house games.
What's up, Julian? Hope you were able to get the mixed game going over there. He came in for his 8 a.m. shift, left at 9 a.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was just kind of slow this
Dude,
morning.
I was dealing that mixed game last night. I had an 11 p.m. shift. I left at 7 this morning.
You got it.
And I have another shift tonight, so
Oh,
immediately
great.
after this, yeah.
That works out, huh?
Yeah, it's just convenient, you know. Do the live stream and then go deal. That mixed game is so much fun to deal, and it's so much fun to like learn new hands and
Yeah, and I know
new
it's a lot
games.
of. I feel like I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, that could be just because both of us like to play, right? I just feel like as a dealer, when you're dealing mixed game, it's just so much more entertaining.
Yeah,
right?
it's so
Yeah.
entertaining. It's better because it keeps you like active, and I think the players who play the mixed game also are like super friendly explaining things. You know,
Yeah.
the games I got to deal yesterday were Badugi, Stud. What was the other one? They're quite a few.
Badusi, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've
Did
never
you play,
heard
did
of
you deal any of the
half
Super
these.
Stud games?
Maybe
Super
once.
Stud 8, where they you deal out 4 and they pitch one, turn one over, and then they play Stud.
I think so.
That one's
I think
really
at LC
ridiculous.
Las Colinas I did one.
Like Tiger Woods 30
And
years.
Julian was on that table, so hi.
What are you guys talking about?
She won the
A female golfer?
Yeah.
NCAA.
Doug R says, "How's the new room? Will y'all be streaming from there?"
She won the NCAA.
We will not be streaming from there. It is a very expensive setup, so since we already have one set up here,
Yeah.
it seems a little redundant, right?
Yeah.
We're about 12 minutes away from the other room, so like we ever need to do a stream here, we just
Yeah, I mean,
12
like
minutes.
it'd be understandable if we were like 3 hours away or something. Then,
Yeah, I agree.
Then that would make sense. But there's a very extensive setup back here. It's my first time. I mean, I've come to TCH quite often, and I've never seen this setup. It's pretty incredible. Got like 2 soundproof rooms and all this equipment back here.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot.
It's a full high-end production.
We do our best, I'll say that.
This way everybody
Julian
can see
says,
that we're
"I've
giving it
dealt
to you."
some Raz." Thank you. Yes, I don't even remember half the names because I was concentrating on.
Raz
you
is
know,
the
should I flip
stud.
this up or not?
Raz is the stud variant of a low ball game. So you're dealing stud, but you're trying to make the best lowest numbers.
Yeah, I'm thinking I just need to start playing each and every single type of game so I learn it.
Yeah,
That way I know, you know?
the best way to do it. I mean, we've been running the 2-4 limit mix at Dallas. I'm sure you've been seeing it run every now and then. It's good fun. We do have a hand developing here. OFC sitting there with the pocket 7s in the small blind, with the 3-bet in front of him from Danny in position. Looks like OFC might put in the 4-bet here.
They each have a spade.
Okay, no, he's just counting out chips.
So you got Ace King offsuit versus King 10 offsuit versus OFC with his pocket 7s, and Danny has the Ace of Spades King of Hearts. Cashman has the King of Spades 10 of Hearts. So this should be interesting if it's a spade or heart flush on the board. Basically, I mean, he's got him dominated right there.
OFC doesn't like to fold pairs. Looks like he will make the call here. No, he was going to raise. And
Raise to 950.
Danny might just jam now with only 2,600 behind for OFC. Not loving the spot, but
Want to go twice?
Danny jams. Ace King versus 7-7.
it is a coin flip here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're gambling right now. OFC technically in the lead right now just by a small margin. Danny does have the over cards.
No, maybe a little shy, but around 3K.
Just over a $7,000 pot. And we have a coin flip here. Let's see who takes this down. They are running it twice. It's a good flop for Danny. There are counterfeit outs, though. Oh, I thought that was a 9. Okay, that will be check mark for OFC on the first board. OFC now free rolling. Tough to win both. But that's a pretty good flop there for the 7s. Not looking good for Danny.
Well, I mean, a king was already folded. We know that. You know.
Wow, and that's it. For OFC, gonna double up through Danny with the pocket 7s.
Yeah, it's amazing because like we can see which cards were folded, so we know okay you don't have that one out. You know, so it's actually theoretically it's a coin flip, but removing that one king takes a
decent amount of the out.
Yeah,
or
takes out a lot of equity.
one king takes a decent amount of percentage out. But yeah, nice hand there for OFC. You know, maybe putting Danny on a hand exactly like Ace King, Ace Queen. Probably actually hoping to just get a fold.
Yeah.
But then once he gets jammed on, he has to just make the
Yeah,
fold.
exactly. You're kind of pot committed. You just think, okay, I'm gonna have to rebuy. You know.
I have lost clean chips. What is it?
3,025.
Uh-oh, what's that club that he's bringing chips from? That's not allowed.
Need extra.
Yeah, I mean, between players, they're always welcome to. Right now, we don't have really a method to exchange chips for chips. That makes us have to have a, decent bank of the other club's chips on site. And I think I've even overheard Cashman, the player in seats 7, mentioning it. How it's kind of like a security liability, right? Having to transport chips back and forth to try to make.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's like one more thing you have to worry about.
I mean, it's quite funny, but I just think it's so funny because like all these poker players, they just have like yellow chips with them, and it's currency, man. It's so weird, and it's easier to carry like one 5K chip or one 1K chip than like a stack of hundreds or like actual cash. Just give them a chip. That's it. I've seen someone turn up with like a pencil case. It looks like a kid's pencil case, and they just open it and it's got like 50K of stuff in there,
With
just
my
chips.
new thing, I'm not comfortable with doing
Awesome.
mandatory, but I might do it.
Well, and there's almost kind of a built-in security for the chips too, right? Like, say, I mean, hopefully this never happens anymore, right? But say you get robbed for 50,000 in cash.
Yeah.
The cash is gone.
Okay,
Yeah.
go.
But say you had 50,000 in 5K chips, and for some reason you get robbed with that. I mean, all you have to do is let the 2 rooms know, hey, I got robbed for this amount. Be on the lookout for someone maybe trying to, for this description.
Yeah.
Or maybe not necessarily that description, but be on the lookout for someone maybe trying to cash out a large amount that's not a member, right?
Exactly.
Because then that's suspicious, right?
Because you have to be a member,
Yeah. So that's almost the built-in security of just carrying the chips around and not having a bunch of cash. I know that's why a lot of the players do that.
Also, it's super easy just to carry one 5K chip. Like, keep going to the ATM, coming back, all that stuff, and you trade it out. But yeah, that is a big liability to transport it.
I do enjoy murder in the 15.
A seat in the chat. How's it going?
The 15-minute fight scene.
Welcome to the live stream chat. Hope you're doing all right. A seat.
Doing this stuff you just can't do. The blind guy who can kill everybody.
We'll occasionally be visiting from India, and he'll come to our card rooms to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome, Asit. I'm from Sri Lanka, by the way. So
Oh, very cool.
we're neighbors, geographically.
That Danny rebuying up to looks like 7,000. It looks like.
He has literally been killing for 45 minutes. Yeah. And they're just like ticked.
Count that, so it might be 29.
Oops, wrong thing.
It's kind of sad when you have ace king versus a pocket pair and you don't even hit one board. You just have to rebuy.
Yeah, I mean,
you could have won both. It could have been an ace on one and king on another, or a flush or whatever it is.
It's just standard. You're gonna play these stakes. You have to eventually get it in against the middling stacks with ace king. If you're not willing to get it in pre-flop with that kind of hand, you're probably playing the wrong stake level.
Exactly. I like all the emojis on Rena's post here. She's got like balloon emojis and the word kicker.
Yeah, she's cheering on kicker problems here. Rolled a 99. Pretty solid there.
Daniel, would you mind dropping this, please? Would you mind dropping that?
Oh, apparently you dealt to him last week at Las Colinas.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So it must have come up in conversation at some point. So.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a blur for me because it's so many hands and so many things to keep
Yeah,
track
yeah,
of. I am a new dealer. I've played before, but doing those bomb pots and PLO and double boards and tracking all that stuff on.
You're good. Yeah, no one blames
Clock
you.
people in and out and watch the trade and stuff. It's a little extra for me, but practice makes perfect.
No, for sure. Most people I've talked to never really get offended by that because like it's happened to me before too. Where when I first started dealing too, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you dealt to me last week." I was like, "I literally do not remember you at all."
And
like,
it's
no
not
offense.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's just
we're focused on the dealing. Yeah.
We're there in the moment, and it's super nice meeting you. And let's meet more often, like 100 more times, and then my goldfish memory will kick. Like allow me to. Oh, I remember that person.
Yeah.
Or you got to tip me like 100, black chip, then I'm gonna remember you.
Yeah, that's one way to remember it.
Shout out to my friend Juan and Ty.
Oh man,
my friends Juan and Ty.
One tipped me a $100 chip the other day.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, he
Was
won
that your
a
first blackbird of the?
Yes,
your
it
working?
was.
Very, congrats.
He won a 4K multi-way pot. You know, it was 5 players all in
Very
PLO
nice.
pot. It's crazy. Took it down with double aces, I believe. They held. So
Check back in with me when you get the coveted pink bird chip.
Pink bird.
Tip.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
The pink bird tip. In my 2 years, I've gotten one, but it was,
really?
it was a 40K pot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a month's salary to some people, you know.
Yeah.
8-2. 8-3.
8-3 had me dominated.
Yeah, it was a 5-way all-in pre-flop PLO.
Wow. I love these PLO
I can't.
pots. They're
It might not have been exactly, but it was like
It was a pink.
it was over 30.
Yeah.
But no, I did get it. Yeah, from the one player that scooped the whole thing.
Yeah. That's
It
awesome.
was kind of sick.
And you're like sometimes like, do you want change for this? Yeah, you tap it twice and you're like, thank you.
For that specific
But it
player,
did.
for that specific player, I knew they wanted to get that.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, I'll show you what I'm going to do.
There we go. There we go. Not hard.
Oh, did they get him to
It's pretty twistable.
straddle, like super straddle? Do you guys call it a super straddle or double straddle?
It's just that's just the first straddle because the
First
3
straddle, okay,
blinds
okay.
are required. Yeah.
Okay. And so whoever goes after them, what's the correct terminology? Do you
That
know?
would be the double straddle.
Double straddle. Okay, all right.
At least that's what I call it.
What? Yeah. When I played live at a casino one time, and they allowed like you know, you can straddle 3, 4, 5, 6 players. So it was like 6 straddles all the way.
Sure.
Every hand. And they were calling it a straddle, a super straddle, a super straddle, and it kept going around, and you know, that's pretty cool. Really crazy game.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, I got to play some 6-card PLO for the first time.
No thanks.
That is that's another
that's
game.
Just a pure slot machine.
When it gets to like 5 a.m. and there's only 4 people left, you know.
Throw in one more card.
Yeah. You think one more card, you know, it can't be that much, but
Huge
it's a lot.
Because then you can have 3 nut flush draws.
Yeah. I always have to use my fingers and count them out like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
You know, like all the
you
combos.
You can have ace, 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 king, king, king.
Yeah, but actually you don't want
Yeah, you
ace,
don't
ace,
want
ace,
that.
king,
Yeah,
king,
you
because
don't- right.
you want to have
You
your
want
cards
someone
alive.
else.
You can only play exactly 2. I think the best hand is something like ace, ace, king, queen, and then maybe a low. You know, deuce 3 or
Just some board
yeah,
coverage.
yeah. I've had some very lengthy discussions about starting hand requirements for Omaha.
Interesting spot here for Grizz, now turning 2 pair, top and middle pair. I mean, I don't see him folding this, right? I mean,
Yeah, and
you only
Brass
lose it
Monkey
to
has 5, so he's just looking for a 6 right now.
Yeah, I think Grizz will make the call here. Brass Monkey, unfortunately, looks like he's going to have to be paying the knit button twice here.
It's amazing that Venom is all in. He's all in for 1.9K, and he's got 4% equity. Wow.
Grizz rejams here, and Venom knows he's
Yeah.
drawing close to dead here.
What a spot to be in. You turn 2 pair, and like the other guy has a 7, you know. So yeah. Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, got him.
Are you serious?
Wow.
One time for
They
Max
chop.
Payne, right?
Chop, right?
Yeah, no, they
Yeah.
do chop, but man, can you imagine if
Man,
Venom's just like, ah,
what
let's
a
do
card.
You're both lucky, I agree.
That's one of the things I love about poker. Like anything can happen, you know. Yeah, you need that 7, you got it.
So we both get to move our hand?
Nope.
that. Wow, look at that. And it's based, the knit game is also based off of the first board,
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
Venom gets to turn his knit button in.
That's the best way to turn your net
Oh,
button in,
man.
you know.
You got to
You
chop.
jam with like 9-7
Yeah.
offsuit. The board has like 7-3-4 king, whatever, run
Golly.
out. And you gotta feel kind of safe, but you know it's a bad spot to be in when someone re-raises you all in. And
For sure. Yeah, you know you're behind.
you're like, okay, let's run it 5 times, no problem.
OFC here up 2,100 on the Knights. Fire Monte up about 800. And Danny, currently the big loser right now, down about 2K.
Oh, he's picking up the lucky.
Everybody loves Mark.
Oh.
So it's a mystery high hand.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast time flies when watching this live stream. What's the delay on this, by the way?
15 minutes.
15 minutes? Okay.
They said if you guys get a high hand, they're going to move the barrel up here. Spin it.
Where?
Here. Oh, cool. This table. You guys qualify for it.
Cashman's got the computer hand, Queen 7. Raised to 125. The Riz has Ace 3, he's called.
Whatever. What's the qualifier?
And Bridge Mike calls with 10-8 suited. We're going to see a flop.
Are they using PLO
Flop is 10 deuce king. And Grizz checks. It's checked all the way to Cashman. Who bets 125? Yep. Finds the call. And looks like we're going to see a turn. Turns a 10. Rich Mike has trips.
What's the minimum qualifier? Full house?
Aces full of 10.
Oh, that's easy.
It's an interesting position. He's in the sandwich, right?
No, you can use that.
So checks, bets 450. Now there's 2 diamonds on the board. Okay, all right. Those are quite easy standard folds, I guess.
If you wait it,
Don't really want to mess with anyone when the board pairs. And you're not even drawing to the nut flush. You only have the queen high flush, right?
Right, yeah.
Now,
No, that makes a big difference. When a lot of the like semi-bluffing hands that your opponent could have would contain ace-high flushes, you don't really want to be calling with the third nut flush on a paired board.
exactly. I mean, like the only hand I see really calling with that with a queen of diamonds would be like the queen jack of diamonds, because you have the straight flush draw to the 9. If the 9 of diamonds hits, it's so much money, right?
I would have liked that.
Definitely agree with that. Looks like they have the straddle on again. $50 straddle.
Oh, Sean put the straddle on. Where'd he go?
yeah,
Take a risk.
I was like, you know what?
Shamed him into
150.
it.
Oh, Arena rolled 44. That's sad. I didn't know you could lose points.
I hate it when somebody adds that and doesn't raise.
All right, this is going to be an interesting hand. We have 2 players with pocket kings pre-flop, and then Cashman has ace-6 suited, and Monty has queen-10 suited. So this is at least going to a flop, I hope. Oh, and someone else has folded jack-10. 2 players folded jack-10. So unless the graphics are wrong, so this is going to be interesting because queen-10 is probably going to be really far behind. Someone is all in. Who was that? Benham. Okay, and Brass Monkey has to call. Kings versus kings, pocket kings versus pocket kings. So it's like a 0.06% or something to win by a flush. I mean, they could run it twice. And
Somebody gets lucky, you get lucky. I mean,
Quick question, do they have different
different suits, yeah.
Both of them? Okay, then, yeah.
so was going to win the thing.
Heart.
Oh my gosh. Boy. We have a sweat.
One more heart. Ooh. Oh, it's not enough. Yep. Okay, so hearts and clubs came out there, so theoretically there should be more diamonds and spades on the next board.
Dumb question. They have to have different.
Oh, they're just shopping, huh?
Yeah,
They didn't run it twice? Okay, fair enough.
We let it go.
Someone could have.
Yeah, Johnny in the chat says W2F. 2 Cowboys. Yeah.
4 Cowboys now.
I was going to say your blind roots are showing, but you have no roots.
Yeah, I saw someone had the ace-6 of diamonds, so I was like, all right,
yeah.
this is looking bad for Brass Monkey.
Exactly.
There's a chance Benham can scoop here.
Yeah, because I wasted 50.
It's a really good memory game to try and remember what people fold and in which order and stuff. And I find that poker keeps me quite sharp with that. I'm so glad I learned how to play the game.
Right.
Because I know you see generally a lot of people playing and you don't get to view all the action like this. But when you're out of a hand and you watch what other people do, it's good to take mental notes. And remember that, someone did such and such thing in this position like 4 hours ago, and now he's pulled that same move again. You can be like, okay, I'm fairly confident that he's doing exactly what this move was,
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It definitely trains short-term, and then I wouldn't say necessarily long-term memory, but it helps train short-term and say, even such thing a term medium length.
Yeah,
like,
I find my memory's gotten better just by doing that, because I'll remember something from like a month ago that someone did, and I'm like, okay, that I know that player is capable of pulling that move, you know, where he's like shoved all in and then shown a bluff, and it's just like, what, you had 7 deuce? Okay, I'm gonna remember that.
yeah. So like, yeah, I mean, a big thing too is like memories are very emotionally based, right? So if you play like a really big pot, play a really big hand,
Yeah.
win a really big pot, win a really big hand, you tend to have a higher response to that
Exactly.
memory. We got a hand developing here. OFC with the gut shot and backdoor spades with the jacks. Cashman with the top pair, also with the gut shot. Not the turn OFC was looking for there.
It's probably gonna save him if the next card is a brick. You know, he needs exactly a queen, right?
Careful.
Queen on the river would be nasty, so nasty.
Cashman will show it there.
Shows ace queen.
Able to turn in his knit button.
So how many buttons are there left? I think there's like maybe 2, right? 1, 2.
Time, bro. He's got the net. He's kind of bad anyway.
Does it count?
He shows. It's all against you with 7.
Nice try. Nice try.
That was a trap because I knew.
I only see two net
I had a
buttons,
good
right?
idea.
Yeah, 1, 2,
They're on seats 7 and 8 or 8 and 9.
8 and 9. It looks like, yeah.
Pretty
Brass Monkey and Grizz, last 2 with the knit buttons. I mean, battling it out here. They're not folding. That's for sure.
Other people were under the lights and stuff. So I think
that kind of helps.
helps a lot.
This is like when the pots Cashman did this. And
I got better numbers than those things off.
See, I play an unbelievable amount of stuff with the bridge, and I forget the amount. As soon as it starts, I have no idea.
That actually plays a fact now that you say it.
It doesn't for me on here at all. I forget it when it starts. I'm sure you do.
The last final table I played,
That's next level. WPT final table, you know, the backwards.
or like all of them social.
Next time you call me up, I'll come and record you.
Yeah, Johnny's got it right, saying it was a cowboy shootout earlier.
Yeah, according to Poker Stove, pocket kings versus pocket kings loses about
Yeah, like not cold.
2.17% of the time.
Or you can give me that and I can wait until it gets warm. That's fine.
Pretty crazy there. I'm sure a lot of us have seen that hand from the $1 million tournament, aces against aces, for the $1 million buy-in 1-drop tournament, and then he gets knocked out.
This is a flush, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
In a $1 million tournament too.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen. But
I mean, I've seen that one where it's Ray Romano sitting at the table, and then, you know, it's a tournament, and it's what, quad aces versus straight flush?
yeah,
Or
the
royal flush.
yeah.
Royal flush, yeah.
I've seen
It's
that
crazy.
one.
And he's like, well,
You change your mind, huh?
if I got to go that way, that's so be it, you know?
I think David needs to win.
My 8-10 was no good.
I think so too.
8-10 no good.
We might not see David
Got his
for a
green
while.
chips counted out there, right? For the knit? Nope.
Is that it? Am I the last one saying?
Knit time.
That time?
Knit time announced.
I'm
Pay
gonna...
us out of money.
Always appreciate it. Always appreciate it.
This time it's one more player. That's you. That's me.
Did you get it? Did you get yours?
No, I haven't. Okay, so next time it's back to me, and then we start again.
This is so much action going on here with the knit button.
Yeah, no, it's great.
How many do you have
It
so
adds
far?
a different
2 or
element to
3?
the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
and
can
It kind of
put you
forces
already.
players that, I mean, no one on this lineup is tight necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, where they're just going to sit back and wait for aces or ace kings. They're all going to raise with, like, you know, suited connectors, you know, get in there, get in the mix. But having that knit game adds even more action. There's already
Yeah.
action lineup, like we were saying. It just
And I mean, you have already 3 blinds plus a straddle, so
Yeah.
it's, you know, every hand there's at least 4 people who put money in that pot. They're going to see something.
We're down to the last 2.
Yep, he raised it.
You won last time.
I could have guessed that one.
Should have guessed that was coming. Yeah. I think basically, I mean, in this kind of a game, you have to play at least. You don't want to be playing short stack, of course, because it's going to go, what, 5, 10, 25, 50 pre-flop every single hand, right? So you want to have, what, 100 big blinds times 50? Yeah, that's the 5K stack.
I think the person with a straddle on right now has ace king suited.
Wow, did Fire just fold pocket fives? Was that? I just saw that graphic flash.
I think it just, yeah. It's just
Oh, Fire has pocket fives, 175 call. Okay, so OFC's raised with pocket jacks to 175, and Fire makes the call.
She is so loud.
And Gariz has ace king suited. I think I saw someone fold ace 7. Right, so I'm just trying to like track which aces and things are, you know, folded. So
I won't
all
get
right.
hung up too much on that.
6 and 4.
So he's raised it with ace king suited to 625. And Fire called it. Oh, he called 175. So OFC has 450 to call. Big pot brewing.
That's where she was from. She said Pyongyang.
And if it's something like Queen of Diamonds, 5 of Diamonds, 10 of Diamonds, we're going to see fireworks, right?
Pyongyang. Really? Yeah. Yeah.
No, for sure. Throw a 5 in the mix too.
Queen 10-5, boom.
Yeah, queen 10-5, 2 tens.
I'm so evil.
No, that's what we want, right?
Yes, I think so.
The viewers to see
Magic.
something here.
Oh, there's a king. That's going to slow down action a lot, actually.
I'm not saying it doesn't have that.
Smashing.
And the 7, well, there's a 7 deuce, but they're playing the nip game, aren't they? No,
Yeah, just the net game.
it's almost a 2K pot.
I'm not a betting man.
So Gariz checks his top pair. OFC bets out.
That's what I meant to say. Yeah, I tried.
Looks like 475. Yep. And he's got a call for 475. What a beautiful spot to be in. He's just. I think this is just Hollywooding now. Thinking, how can I get all the chips? You know. I hope he. Oh, he went all in.
Yeah, it's just decided the jam here.
That's super aggressive. Wants a count. Okay, so he's all in for 4.1K. And OFC's asked for a count. So OFC has a backdoor club draw. Club
40.
flush draw.
That's good. That's good.
Runner.
Yeah, definitely interesting all in here from Gariz. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're just trying to target those hands like King, Jack, King, Queen, but the problem with doing it this large, though, is you're going to get those hands to fold some percentage of the time, and that's a disaster. You don't want to
83% favorite. Yeah. I mean, I think he's leaving money on the table, but also, you know, maybe he's playing it safe and just saying, hey, give me what's in the pot. 2K,
Right.
I'll take that.
And he
take
might
that all
have
day.
a read in his mind, right? Obviously, we can see the cards,
Yeah,
we can't. He might have had a read like, oh, maybe OFC's only ever betting his ace-high flush draws here. He's never folding.
Exactly.
Let's just get the money in now.
Exactly. Plus,
so I can understand it from that perspective.
Plus, won't he be playing out of position every other street?
Correct.
Like, yeah, so he doesn't want to, you know, he checked it. This guy bets in, you know, OFC bets. And he's thinking, like, I can't just call because now I'm going to see. What card are you going to see and be happy with, you know?
Right.
Like, any club is bad for you. Any 7 or deuce is bad for you. And every other card, he might be playing a pocket pair. Like, what if it's a jack, you know? Now you're basically...
You're left guessing, right? Playing
and also, you know, with a 5K stack size and a 2K pot, when you call, you know, 450, the pot's what, 3K now? You're pot committed. You might as well go all in. So I think that's a pretty solid play.
Yeah, combo draw here, so
a lot of pressure.
And also, say you have a hand like the ace-high flush draw, you're putting a lot of pressure on those middling hands.
Yeah, and you're making all your flush draws and straights and everything else, all the drawing hands pay max value to see their card, you know? So it's not a...
You want to do this some percentage of the time. I think
Yeah.
most of the time you're probably leaving money on the table against another king. But having a king yourself and a king on the board, it's less likely to get a king.
Yeah, I mean, what do I know? I play 1-2, so like the players are totally different there, you know? And also when I play, I mean, I just... Some opponents you have a read on, so he probably knows that OFC is playing pretty tight, you know, and he's put him on like a pocket pair. So what pocket pair do you want to... What card do you want to see where he doesn't get a set, you know?
That was a good answer, though. I thought that's what you had.
Thought that's what you had.
I like it.
Nice hand there for Grizz. On to the next one here.
That was good for the queens.
That's why I asked him if he had the ace queen of clubs.
What's going on here? Why is there two $10 blinds?
So Gariz asked if he had ace queen of clubs, and he says, "I thought that's what you had."
How's the arm, by the
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, so that my
does
my
make
read was
sense.
right there.
Yeah.
Right? He we can see the cards, but he can't.
Yeah,
His
exactly.
read was he probably had an ace-high flush draw.
Yeah,
so-
and you want to make the flush draw pay max value for it. No way you're going to see another club, you know. Not when I have the king.
No one tell him we can announce our bets verbally.
No.
We're fucked if we don't. Give me my
Oh, did Monty just fold king queen offsuit? Okay, so Gariz has king jack offsuit. Benham raised to 175 with jack 10 suited clubs, and OFC has to call 125. And does he call it? Calls it with 7-3 suited hearts.
I think you're
You know, I often say poker is like a very advanced version of rock, paper, scissors, where if everyone's playing rock, you play paper, you know, so, because they're going high, you go low.
Hey, there's a 7-3.
So, yeah, 7-3s. Oh, that's his favorite hand?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then. Well, right now he's ahead. He's a 70% favorite because he has a pair. He bets 200. All right. Ooh.
Bet him now turning open-ended.
Yeah. This is so interesting to watch and get to comment on, you know. I'm a quite quiet watcher, I would say. I have my internal, you know, voice, but commenting on it is, it has a certain filter
Thank you, dear.
that I would say is active. There's a scene in Futurama where there's a car sales robot guy, right? And one of the characters say, "Oh, you know, my parents said if I get all B's, they'll buy me a bar, and I got all C's, so I'm going to buy a car." And so she goes and negotiates with him, and she keeps putting the price up, and then the robot goes crazy, like he's super happy, and his like head explodes, you know. And it's just, he's so happy it like breaks him. That's kind of what I'm like when I'm watching these hands. I'm just like, mind exploding emoji right there.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun here. Big hand development here. Looks like Gariz with the ace is just begging for someone to make the call here. Or raise, really. Oh my gosh. Second time.
He only raised it to 125.
You got aces again?
Back to back.
If you bet 100, I think I call. And I win with your hand, like Jackson said.
I thought you were fixing to say you would have shopped it. I was like, no. Play. Gotta get those once a month.
Doug says Gariz either runs hot or cold.
It's funny to bridge Mike have kings.
That'd be fun.
All right, we have OFC with king 7 suited. Guess that's not within his opening range under the gun. And Cashman with 6-6. He's raised to 125. Let's see if he gets any callers.
2 players, heads up.
Okay, Danny with 10-7 offsuit makes the call. And the flop is ace 5-9 rainbow. Danny bets 100. Oh, sorry, Cashman bets 100 and takes it down. Right now, Grizz is in the lead with 1.27K earnings. It's got a 6.37K stack right there. It's very interesting seeing everyone's VPIPs ranging from about 16 to 34% being the highest.
I bought a Yukon and spent 8 of the first 10 weeks in the shop. Broke down 3 times. Yeah, I knew. And so then I just thought.
Monkey raises with ace-9 suited.
So anyone have any strong opinions about the live golf
Grizz makes the
situation?
call with king-6
Also,
offsuit
Also, Messi is going to play in the MLS.
and Brass Monkey. So we will see a flop over here. Brass Monkey has 9-7 of diamonds.
How much is he getting paid?
I have no idea. I know there's a lot of options. He has like the option to like buy a team when he retires. Like, there's gonna
Okay,
be
2 diamonds on the flop. It's a jack-8 of diamonds and a 5 of
Half
clubs.
his teammates are making like $75,000 a year.
So Brass Monkey picks up a straight draw.
$500 million.
Yeah.
The turn is a king of clubs.
But I mean, they need to do something to get that league going, you know.
Brass Monkey bets 200. Grizz has to call. Deciding. Yep, he makes the call.
Once every 4 years.
All right, and the river's a 5 of spades.
I don't know. It's fine.
Brass
Yeah,
Monkey.
I know most.
Hug that hand. Hug that hand. Hug that hand.
Oh, yeah? I have a friend who's a pretty good handicap.
I just like get so annoyed at the flopping. I feel like they need to get penalties for flopping.
Yeah, that's mean.
They tried that in the NBA briefly.
Those cards are face down.
It's hard because it's very subjective.
If I'm in the box, if I'm in the box, Brian's getting that pot every day.
So what you need to do
Those cards are in the box.
penalize
Oh yeah,
after
buddy.
the fact.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Because you got replays and then they can leave and
No,
penalize.
just have fines instead of
Yeah, that's what I meant. Fines. Like fine them after the fact.
Yeah.
Give Jack.
So much going on. The robots calling the strike zone.
So that I like. I think that's
They
ridiculous.
tried that in AAA.
I mean, baseball's the easiest one to do that.
Tennis.
What is the promo?
And tennis, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
It's like a mystery.
Everything slows the game down.
Because of the table happened now.
I don't think that's how it works.
Technology is going to get better and better.
It is, but it's, man, so
All right, this looks like a
ways of
quick
losing.
hand right here. People folding,
I'm not raising them.
folding around, and
I didn't even see.
Flagrant foul situation in the NBA.
gonna see a flop. Oops, he has Queen Jack offsuit, and Fire has King 5 offsuit. The flop is 9-8-3, 2 diamonds.
Health aspect of it.
OFC bets 50, takes it down.
Off the straight, well done.
If I see it pre-flop, I would have raised it pre-flop too. I just called it the dark.
Time that they've been getting and how much more it is now that they have two locations. It's getting I want to know what the difference is compared to. I'd love to see them now.
The food at the other place is good, man, if you had it.
I know.
Sliders.
Oh, Benham wakes up with pocket 9s. And he's raised it to 75. Cashman has queens. And he re-raises to 250. Should be an interesting pot. It's folded round. And I think Benham will find the call. He makes the call. All right. The flop is 7-4 deuce rainbow.
Check.
Benham checks. $540 pot, and he bets 300 into it. In pocket 9s, you know, you have no repair, so he makes the call. All right. Turn is an 8 of hearts.
Check.
Again, Benham checks. Cashman is looking over at his stack and thinking about it. Looks like he's going to make a C bet. And he bets 850. Actions on Benham. He still has overpairs, so it looks like he's going to call. Makes the call. Yep. All right. River is a deuce of diamonds, so it pairs the board. And again, Benham checks. Cashman might want to make a river bet here. He's only got 2.9K behind, so it was about, if he bets and Benham shoves, it's gonna be tough to get away. He might just check. He says all in.
All in.
All right. Benham has to call 2.9K basically to win that pot. It's a 5.7K pot. He's thinking about it. He has 0% chance of winning because Cashman has him crushed with queens, but he doesn't know that. Makes the call. Shows queens. And he's counting out chips. Queens versus nines.
The reputation precedes you as a liar.
Not a lot of lying on the stream, so sometimes you gotta have it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna add 5.
Maybe
Just give me a second. 40, 45, 45.
45.
He's back.
It would have been bad if he had 8-7.
Or 2.
Counterfeiting with 2 on the end.
That would bring it back.
I thought that might have been what happened when I
Oh,
saw it.
he just came.
Maybe it was that. Maybe that
Black.
was.
Cashman now has the largest stack on the table, approximately 11K, 11.5. And Danny's a close second with 8.
You are 20.
Yeah.
Brass Monkey wakes up with 6s. He will raise to 75. And Bridge Mike with Ace King offsuit re-raises to 350. All right, and we see a flop. So flop is King 8 Deuce Rainbow, and Bridge Mike has top pair, top kicker.
Ace King seems to be doing well tonight. It either goes one way or the other, right? It seems like it's always missing or always hitting.
I mean, it's kind of like saying I either win or I lose.
Right,
you
right.
know?
For sure.
It's either head or tails, you know. So I love those statements, and they actually do make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's also very zen and kind of logic.
Looks like we're starting another iteration of the knit game here. We're doing a lot of it tonight.
Yeah.
Wow,
This
the
game
Cashman
is
just won a
so
big
much
pot.
fun. Yeah, I just lost. It was queens versus nines.
No, I can't remember that.
I could say story of my life, but I have very little to complain about.
Yeah.
I don't think many of us do here.
We were in 5 games this morning. Playing all night.
I know.
This guy shows up like 8 a.m. Gets it all in. It's like 1,500 each. The turn goes like. He likes watching it. This guy jams. He goes with the percent. He snap calls. It's like, or it's like 8, 5, you gotta do whatever.
I wonder if there's any chance to practice shuffling and dealing those RFID cards, you know?
He turns over ace.
Oh, I'm sure if
He thought he had ace.
yes,
deuce,
Tyler,
he got
you're interested.
snap calls.
He was just
Jude deck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Super interested.
I've never seen this a look like that on someone's face. It's like complete disappointment.
I actually enjoy this job so much. It's a lot of fun.
One hand before, thinking I had.
Snap call.
Yeah, and
I'm talking about the dealing, but also the commentating.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot of. This is a little bit more stressful than I'm used to because I normally like kind of switch off. My brain just like goes into hibernation mode kind of thing when watching a hand because I'm like, oh yeah, nothing's gonna happen. But right now we have a big hand brewing. Actually, it's kings versus ace jack offsuit. Cashman has pocket kings, and OFC has raised it to 225 pre-flop.
Yeah, 225 over the straddle.
Yeah.
And Cashman going to put in the 3-bet. Pretty large, looks
We
like, to
raised it
800.
to 800. OFC's thinking like, what do you have, man? Like, we just had queens. Is it possible you have anything here? Also, he's got the button, right? So
Yeah.
I think the theoretically correct thing is to fold, but you might just want to call and see a flop.
Yeah, I mean, Cashman's definitely capable of 3-betting with hands like 10s or 9s, 8s even. From the blinds.
Oh, he gives it up.
And we'll just
Fair
let it
enough.
go.
Good fold. Tight fold. Pocket kings.
What is that?
Also, he gets to give up his knit button.
I'm just fucking running into it.
He has been running into it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a good fold. Could definitely. A lot of players might end up just tilting and be like, oh, we can't have it every time, and calling and burning an extra $700.
Well, I mean, he thinks he's running into it, but what if the flop was like Jack Jack Ace or something? You know?
Sure.
So, or Jack Jack King, that'd be worse.
That was the worst out of all the other hands.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a hand like Ace Queen,
yeah,
more reason to call, and then you're flipping with more hands. Ace Jack, just I think a little too weak. It's not even suited either.
He always wants to sit there.
Any complimentary drugs back there?
2 1/4. Fire raised it to 225, and Benham has 220 to call. With Queen 4 offsuit, by the way. So Fire has King Jack offsuit, and Benham makes a raise to 625 with Queen 4 offsuit. This is interesting because he's gonna be out of position the whole time. He must have some kind of a weird read that we're not privy to. But as far as I know, like the graphics should be right. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
They're almost never wrong unless someone like only scans the one card, and then sometimes it might capture the other card of another player, of the previous player or next player.
It's a 1.3K pot. Benham only has 3.8K behind and is out of position with Queen 4 offsuit. The flop is Jack 10 of diamonds and a 5 of clubs, and he leads out by betting 575. He's just c-betting. Fire is like sitting here with probably the best flop you could see. Like, you know,
Right. Yeah. You're not really hoping for much better.
King of diamonds, Jack of spades, and you flop like Jack 10 of diamonds with a 5 club. You know, yeah, you're making that call.
Yeah. You're almost not wanting to even hit the king, right?
Yeah, pretty much, and a diamond for the turn. So now he's got diamond flush draw.
Yeah, king high flush draw with
top pair, king kicker. I mean, you know. So Benham checks. I think Fire bets. Let's go. Yeah. What a time to try and make a play, right?
Everyone has to come kiss the ring.
I mean, sometimes, what's it called? It's the defense frequency, MDF, minimum defense frequency. Yeah, so that might be why he just did it out of the small blind, just to defend it, but bad timing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I think, unfortunately, if you start throwing hands like Queen 4 offsuit in the mix, you're probably widening a little too much.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like better hands you can select from, hands that better blockers, like any hand containing an ace.
I mean, that's why I said he probably had some kind of a weird read on the situation.
Sure. Or he used to be tilted. I mean,
yeah, he could be.
That could be.
I haven't won any hands in 1 hour, you know, in 53 minutes. So.
But no, Benham's a solid player for sure.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he can.
The new me would have called it off.
Seems to play quite loose post flop, or sorry, pre flop, and then he makes very solid plays.
Yeah.
Post flop.
Oh, family pot announced. 4 players. flop 7, 9, 10, and we have a 6-4 offsuit, 8-5 offsuit, 7-6 offsuit, and a queen jack suited. This should be fun.
Yeah, the equity spread quite all over the board here, except for
Except for Venom
Yeah.
with 2%. He doesn't know that yet, though.
Yeah, that 8 would not be good for
Any
him.
8 gives him a straight, but it gives everyone else like way better hands, basically. Luckily, he's out of there. So it's a $1,000 pot, and the turn is a 3 of clubs. No hearts, no more hearts in the deck, probably. Brass Monkey bets 700, and Fire lets it go. He has such a high, aggression frequency.
It's coming. Yeah, the king was over.
Probably how his arm is in a cast betting all those chips, right?
Yeah. That was his betting hand. Yeah.
That was his betting hand.
Yeah. Now, so a little known fact about Brass Monkey. Last year, during the main event, he made it all the way, I think, to the final 60 or so players. So he made a really deep run in the main event.
Okay.
For a 6-figure score. So to be able to make it that far, you're not just waiting for hands. Like,
Yeah,
you're,
exactly.
You're barreling.
Making it happen.
You're picking your spots. You're anytime you sense weakness, you're firing.
Yeah, and then actually when you do wake up with a hand and you fire, you
They
get
pay you
paid.
off,
You
yeah.
get they're like, that's exactly what happened a few hands ago when what was it? He said like, oh, that's such a weird bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the jacks,
No, for sure.
And
And
then
I'd almost say that
he had
style of
queens.
poker works better in a tournament setting,
Yeah.
right? Because people are so afraid to get busted, right?
Yeah,
They're
and
like,
he's-
they don't want to call.
And
Right?
he's not gone all in yet. He's just bet like,
Bet,
half
yeah,
pot,
yeah.
a third pot,
Just
like
consistent fire.
25% pot, like something big enough to take it down, just enough to needle at you and not give you another card, basically. And then when he did think he was up against a really big draw, then he put max pressure and said, I'm all in,
Yeah.
And I thought you had the ace queen of clubs, so that's what I did.
Well,
Yeah.
Grizz did that, but
Oh, was that Grizz? I'm sorry.
same.
But-
I mean, same concept though.
2 players, heads up.
When it comes king high, but you have the ace queen, do you just play it like you have ace king? Sometimes players do it like that, right?
I like to 3-bet my ace queen quite aggressively, but in position, so that I can then rep it, And if I get re-raised, 4-bet, I'm out of there. So, but again, I play 1-2. This is totally different. Like these players
you're
are in
absolutely
another league.
Yeah, might as well.
There's so many like leveling things that happen in poker where
Yeah.
someone was discussing, they were saying, oh, I think I'm a level 1 player because I don't think of this. And I said, man, if you're even thinking that, you're at least a level 2 player because level 1 is not aware of that at all.
Man, I'll tell you what. Usually Danny.
I'm on a diet. I'm on day 4. I'm trying to
That's
get
my only pretty much
trying to lose some weight here.
in my
Beer,
head.
beer is
How to
the
think.
best. Otherwise, I was thinking about that. I want to drink, but if I do, it has to be like tequila.
You gotta at least make it a week before you break it,
Yeah, well, give me like tequila or something.
I know, man. Usually when I bring it for y'all, everybody's on the vodka, but
Yeah, I need some 0-calorie liquor.
Wow, that was pretty easy.
Let's go.
Very interesting pot right there. Just taking it down.
Shot that?
It's always good when you just make money without seeing a flop.
How many buttons do we have left? 4?
getting down to the nitty gritty.
That nitty-gritty.
Well, it's still at 50%.
Pun
It's not
intended.
bad.
There's so many dad jokes at the poker table. It's awesome.
You had queens.
You lost.
I would have lost the big one with that.
So is the dealer trying to hit that like little RFID tag thing each time?
it's
Cards
ideal, not
maybe
required.
hold it
right?
down.
That's almost just like a courteous thing for the dealer to do, so the players don't have to take the cards and then go back out and scan
Ah,
it,
I
you
see,
know,
I see.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's kind of like awkwardly placed for how players typically look at their cards,
Yeah.
but
I think that's probably like an engineering under the table kind of thing. Like they couldn't place the leaders any
yeah,
further
that's
apart
kind
or
of part of it.
something.
That's how the tables are designed. Yeah.
Okay, so this looks like an interesting hand. Monty raised to 150 with pocket eights. Gariz re-raised it to 350 with ace-6 offsuit. And Bridge Mike has to call. And
He's got the kings here, but he's definitely going to raise.
He bets. Great bet. So he's re-raised it to 1.2k pre-flop, and Monty has to call 1k, sitting with a 4k stack behind. So it looks like he's probably going to be pot committed. I think
It'd be funny if I went
he
all
probably needs to fold right here. He's just smiling about it.
Yeah, you know, against a 3-bet where ranges can include
Yes,
hands
fold.
like ace-queen and some ace-jack suited, you might be able to consider it a jam against certain players.
Yeah.
Against a player like Bridge Mike, who's been playing
No.
pretty snug all
Yeah,
night.
he's been pretty tight.
A 4-bet from him typically will represent a pocket pair. or
Gariz is
better.
just doing this
Or
thing.
a good pocket pair.
He's thinking about it. I call this the Hollywooder fold. He's just like thinking, and then he's going to show fold. Yep, there you go.
show the
It's easy to say when we can see all the cards, you know, but that's a really good fold right there, especially after raising it.
I mean, I like where Gariz's head was at,
Yeah.
given that, you know, Monte did technically open with somewhat. I guess it's like late. It's the earliest late position, right?
Yeah, it was with this like 4 straddles.
Yeah, it's the earliest possible late position. So he's attacking that somewhat looser range, and then but he has a really easy hand to fold if he gets 4-bet. So
Yeah, I usually like to like flat if I know there's an aggressive player behind me. So I think he did the right thing by raising, because the players typically haven't been that aggressive re-raising.
Yeah.
But then when you do get, you know, a raise and a re-raise, you
have
really
an
have
easy
to lay
fold.
that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else generally has to be out of the two of them, and you don't want to be early position every other street, right?
right, and it almost kind of emphasizes the point. I think I've brought it up a few times on stream. You'd almost rather have a hand that you can comfortably fold to a 4-bet
Yeah.
than a hand that, like, if you did that with a hand like ace jack of diamonds, you're like, oh, crap, now I got to fold
Tough
this.
spot. Yeah, well, you kind of have to. It's like textbook, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's better to flat those kind of hands
Yeah.
than to re-raise with those.
This is an interesting hand. So OFC is thinking about calling here with pocket queens, and Gariz and Brass Monkey both have ace-8 suited, so one has diamonds, the other has clubs, and Venom had initially raised it to 75 with Jack-10 offsuit. So Gariz raised to 300, Brass Monkey called, and OFC is all in for 4.4k. We have a fold.
And he does have the nip button, so he's trying to make it look like he's trying to take it down here, get a
Yeah.
light call from.
I don't
you
think
know,
they're
9s or
buying it
10s.
for 4k.
No, I mean not with the hands they have. If they had a hand like 10s or 9s, they might have hit him off.
I think like you know, you put 300 in there, someone pops it at 4k, you can let that go. Great.
I hope you don't.
But pot's a pretty nice 5k pot right now, and ace-8 suited looks kind of good. I think Gariz might fold it because he's in the sandwich position, you know? Yep, he does fold, so it's down to Brass Monkey. Instant fold. Wow. It's always nice when you have those premium cards, you know, starting hands, and then you're playing the knit game so you can get rid of your knit button. I think we need like a different variant of that knit game, where you have to have like minimum qualifying bad hand to be able to get. Like it can't be a premium.
Actually, no. It's funny you bring that up, Darren. OFC has brought that up before.
Yeah.
I think he brought it up 2 streams ago, where he was like, "Okay, we got to change it up, guys. We keep seeing aces and kings show up." So he's like, "To get rid of your knit button, you can still win the pot.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count if you have ace king or better.
Yeah, it's got to be like a nice looking Badugi hand, you know,
But you can't
or
have
something.
like ace king and queens are kind of typically
It's gotta
comparable
be
hands.
offsuit and spread by 5 and no Broadway cards. That's my take on it. So 9s are worse, and you can't have like a 9 to 5. You know, it can't be a Dolly Parton. It's got to be 9-4, 8-3. You know, certain qualifying minimum.
That'd almost be too bad. But
You know, like that.
I get your
Then,
point, though.
then it's really hard to get rid of the nit button. You actually have to play it.
Yeah. No. There's only.
yeah, for any like kind of serious player, they never like it when their hand ranges get reduced.
Yeah.
Because people know that you're trying to win the nit game with only these hands.
Like you actually have to factor it in. You're getting two.
It becomes one of those statements where it's like it's I either win it or I lose it, but you either have the nuts or something really bad. You know? So
We got
another bomb pot.
yeah, we got another flip here. We got Travis here in the mix.
Oh, okay. King 7, 10, rainy roll, 9 on the river. So boom. Oh. 5. Yeah.
We got Queen Jack.
Need a Queen Jack. Brass
Queen
Monkey
Jack.
has Queen Jack and Venom as well. So
They're gonna
looks
chop it
like
up
they're
here.
chopping.
Both have Queen Jack.
Sometimes the players will
$35.
offer a high card for the whole pot.
A high card for the whole pot?
Yeah.
Okay, how does that work?
The dealer just spreads the cards face down and they just draw a card. Instead of chopping it, they draw a high card for the whole pot.
Oh, I like that. That's so gambly. It appeals to me.
You get those ones.
That's one of these things about having poker friends. Like when you go out for food or
Yeah,
whatever,
the
like
credit card
they'll
roulette,
take
yeah.
credit cards and then shuffle them up, and like only one of us is paying. You know, so you're either having a free meal or you owe $200, but nothing in between. It's kind of fun.
I thought you somebody just paid.
It does change you as a person when you start playing.
Because it's continuous anyways. It keeps on going.
50 is really not that much.
So it just continues when it gets back to the button, or just like
Have you ever had like
After it's
like
done,
being soul crushed
one round, and
in
when
poker?
it goes back to the button, we start again.
And then looking back, you're just like, it's run of the mill now.
To save 350.
All right, we have the 50.
Yeah, I mean, everyone remembers the first time they lost like $1,000, right? It's
Not 500 a person.
No cards.
Fold. Raise, make 175. Fold.
Okay, so Grizz raised to 175 with Ace Jack offsuit. So far, it looks like everyone's folding. Takes it down and gets rid of that nit button, right?
I had Jack 4.
So
oh, poor Monte has paid out again.
This is the second time he's paying it out, so I guess.
Looks like he's being a good sport about it, though. I did forget to mention our dealer dealing our second half of the stream, Travis Arilla, dealing the second half here. Very experienced dealer. Has about 15 plus years of experience.
Wow, that's awesome.
In the industry, from between flooring, dealing. His heart is in dealing, I think. He actually used to be our tournament director here at Dallas.
Okay.
But the felt was calling his name, and I think he just liked having the flexibility of the dealing.
Yeah,
versus the
it's a much more flexible job. I personally love it, you know.
We'll get it. Raise to 75.
Go from the
And he's a very good dealer.
brand new chips to the other place.
Yeah, definitely one of the best at Dallas. I mean,
So nice, though. So nice.
it's saying a lot and not saying a lot at the same time because I feel like everyone at Dallas is such a good dealer.
And
Or at TCH.
I
both
practiced so
locations.
much, my hands were sore, you know, like my fingertips were like
Oh, I understand.
paper
I'm
cut,
with you.
you know, and I was so nervous doing that audition and stuff, like, oh. But once I made it, I feel like, man, I'm in the elite now.
Yeah,
I feel at TCH, like, that's like the best, you know.
No, for sure. It's
amazing.
definitely a gold standard
I'm
here.
so happy.
Social with different colors.
And also you have so many other dealers who've dealt like WSOP tournaments, this, that, whatever, you know, several years, like 20 years, etc. And they're all saying, oh, this is one of the best places I've ever worked at, you know, so
He's a big tournament
I
player.
feel so lucky just to have made it. It's great.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's
Getting used to those big yellow
I like
chips.
it. I like it.
Fold. The quarter is on. The quarter is on. Is there, you guys playing 5-10 quarter?
You know, I think I have played a couple of these players before, but it's always been a really weird vibe. because they'll sit at the 1-2 table just waiting for their 2-5 or 5-10 game, you know. So
luck, sir.
they're just there like, okay, I'm all in. I'm all almost every 3 or 4 hands, and you're thinking, man, this guy's dunking off cash, but no, he's just waiting for a game because secretly he just has to like bind for 10K, and this is just like a penny at a time for him, you know. It means nothing. Okay, interesting hand. We have 9-10 Queen 7, and Monty has Jack 10. OFC has Ace Jack. The
King would be dangerous here.
415. Yeah.
King of Hearts.
King of Hearts. Yeah. Oh, Ace of Clubs.
OFC getting a river top pair.
Yeah.
Also the best hand right now.
Yes. Does not know that, but it's been checked to him. He's got the button. He's thinking about it, so I think he's gonna bet something. Probably like 400-ish, I would say. 350. And he
Yeah, I
takes
mean,
it down.
the obvious straight draw got there on the turn with the King Jack, right? But not too concerned about that considering you have the Jack in your hand. So I think you comfortably try to bet for value, try to target a queen.
Yeah, I actually really like that 350 bet sizing because it appears much stronger than it actually is and gets that job accomplished of like making other hands fold. So you take down a bigger pot, and if you get re-raised, you can fold and you lost less money. So that's a very interesting bet size right there. I would, like I said, I would have done about 400-ish, less than half pot.
And then you're supposed to play last Wednesday, but you couldn't make it.
Raise to 150.
Brass Monkey raises the 150 with 5s. Just fold it around. And Gariz is looking at Ace Deuce offsuit. Makes the call. 4, 6, 7, 2 hearts. Gariz has the Ace of Hearts, and he bets out 75. Easy snap call, right? Like in that position. Okay, and the turn is a 2 of Hearts. Gariz keeps betting. He's got the hearts flush, nut flush draw. Brass Monkey sitting there with a straight draw and a flush draw. 4 pairs, 4 spades. The Brass Monkey right now, he has a winning hand, but Gariz has shown so much aggression, I think he's going to see that. Oh, checks. That shows 5s.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't have that deuce, which was some showdown value, I think Gariz might have tried to go for it there. But having that deuce, no reason to really bluff at it. No reason to bet, no reason to really bluff, right? Because if you're betting, you're only going to get called by better. And if you're bluffing a lot of the hands that check back anyways, you're beating it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things where it's like there's no point to accomplish. You always have to think, why am I betting, right? Am I betting to make them fold, to make them call? I don't really see there being, you know, why would I bet for info? But sometimes, yeah, you do have to bet for info. You know, find out where you're at.
I think
It's hard to do out of position.
the other term, and probably a lot of people say, that is kind of compared to like a pro bet, right, is the blocker bet, right?
Yeah,
you get a lot of information from that. You're setting your own price, and then you're when they do raise, you kind of already had your mind made up if you're deciding to do a blocker bet.
Yeah, like a third pot would have been blocker bet right there, I would think. But, you know, there's no need to put it in the blocker bet. You keep your VPIP lower and you can just, like, check fold, I guess. And he just did that, so super decent play right there. We have such nice hands today. It's awesome. Is it always like this? It's very interesting.
Depends.
So OFC has King 6 of spades, and there's 2 spades on the board. It's 3 10 of spades and an 8 of clubs. And it's 4-way action. Ace Queen, Queen 9, Ace 10, and King 6. Gariz has a backdoor runner flush draw. And he's bet 350. Brass Monkey calls. OFC calls. OFC is thinking about it. Calls, and now it's on Cashman. It's a 1.9K pot. Cashman folds. And the turn is a 6 of diamonds.
Do you like the 5-10? I do too. I think
OFC now has a pair to go along with his king high flush draw.
Yeah, it protects the game.
Brass Monkey still ahead with his top pair, top kicker.
I know some like recreationals who would otherwise not play because they're scared the 50, 100 is going to get on whatever.
Checks,
Yeah,
wrist
I mean,
checks, Brass Monkey
year
reaching
ago,
for
that would've been me,
chips.
I think it opens up the game a lot. 25 is like a good number.
And
That's
he
what I'm most
bets.
comfortable.
I mean, he does have top pair.
Like, it's annoying if I wake
But
up
OFC
like
must be
2
sitting here
a.m.
thinking,
and
like,
I'm
how can I get all the chips, and what's the probability that they have the ace of spades?
But I want to be able to get into it too.
Right.
Deep
He's
stack
got a six.
whenever, like,
You
used to
see
be
him
able to
making a
here.
call.
But yeah, overall, I think it's much better.
I've had the same problem.
Makes the call. All right. It's on Grizz.
Get there when the game starts.
That's what I do. I get there.
What do you do in this spot? I mean, you gotta.
You are like locked out until.
You don't have that club draw
You
anymore.
show up at 8 and there's already like a 10-person list. You're gonna be sitting there
Exactly a
4.5
jack,
hours
right?
for seats playing 1,500 captain spot. So,
And even if you do get the jack, you hope it's not the jack of spades, because that brings in the flush.
Probably not right now during the
So he's making a call here. Looks like he's
it's happened a few times. Once a week.
counting out his chips. 875, yeah.
This is always a slow season right now.
Makes the call.
So we got three-way action to the river card. 6 of hearts.
There's the board.
Really
There's
good river card actually for Brass Monkey.
perfect river card for him.
But unfortunately,
He doesn't
it
know
does
it.
give OFC the best hand.
We have to organize it. Like, we have to like text everyone. Okay, let's show up.
And
stay at noon.
this is going to be really tough for Brass Monkey to not have to pay this off. I mean, there's already
Yeah, he's got
4,500.
2 pair now
Exactly. You don't have to like.
with the ace kicker. I mean, he's got to be worried about what?
Specifically 9-7 and ace 6 of spades, right?
Yeah.
King 6 of spades, ace 6 of spades. Like,
King 6, ace 6 spades, 9-7, and like any weird pocket pairs like 3s or 8s that we're trapping. And the pocket pair of 10s, which is like very rare. So, okay, Grizz folds. Oh, OFC's gone all in for 4K. Good move. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
That's
this play.
Excellent.
you're repping really polar here. So you're saying you have
A brick flush draw, which he does.
a brick
For
flush
one.
draw or a boat, or at very worst trips, right?
Yeah. And he's got to be happy that Brass Monkey's tanking right
Sure,
now.
yeah.
He knows he's not up against like the other votes,
Last week I was
at
really
least.
playing through the night.
not 8s or 10s.
Oh, and he makes the call.
Woo! Gets paid off.
Wow.
He's so happy.
Wow, unfortunate spot there for Brass Monkey. I don't blame him for the call though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
he had one of the better hands to
Yeah,
make that
2
call
pair
with.
with the ace, you know.
2 pair with the ace.
And like
you don't have the ace of spades, so they can have all the missed flush draws. Yeah, it's a very rough spot there.
And also, like we said, you know, it does look like OFC is jamming in there to rep a like it does look like he has a busted flush draw, which he did.
My
Had you
only
put him on a 6. You know?
yeah, I do agree with that. My only counter argument to that is, would he be bluffing into 2 people like that, right? Where
yeah.
when you know Grizz could be sitting there with a straight the whole time.
That's true.
And he's probably going to call down with a straight anyways, right? So
Here goes check check, and you just shove.
right, it looks very very strong. So I mean, if it was heads up, I consider that probably a closer call. 3 ways,
Yeah, you got to factor that in.
you have to factor that in, and then
I suppose if you did look at it 3 ways, you could find that fold.
yeah, because it's like, is he really gonna jam? Is he really gonna bluff this river against 2 people? Right, that's like almost suicide, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like one of the 2 has it, you know.
Has something. Right?
Something,
they call
at
they call
least, yeah.
twice. If not value, at least rivering a 6 or
Yeah.
a mage straight. Yeah. So it that's definitely one. That's definitely one consideration I would have, right?
Yeah.
It is when I see someone bet really large into 2 or more people, the percentage chance that they're actually bluffing is reduced greatly. Right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
they're-
Like they have something close to the nuts, if not the nuts, you know.
but again, I don't blame him for the call. Tough spot for sure. A C in the chat. Derek, I sent an email this morning to Mallory to be included if there is a 1-3 or 2-5-10 game next week. Is she in town? Haven't heard back from her. So she's actually currently playing in the room. If I leave the commentating booth a seat and she's still there, I'll try to remember to mention that to her. So like a piece of paper. I'll try to mention it. That works. Yeah, that's good. I will make a note of that, a seat, and if I see her out there, I will let her know.
So is he going to play on the live stream?
I think he wants to.
Cool.
sure he's never been mistaken.
We save on like 100K.
Okay, we got a hand over here, Jack 7, 8, 9, 9. And we have Queen Jack versus 7, 6 versus Ace Queen. And
Not with my stack
Gariz
and the
bet,
pot size.
nope, and it's taking it down.
The pot was pretty big.
Sorry, we're busy reading stuff and didn't really catch that hand, but it's
I mean, I
a
usually
$500
would, but
pot,
not with
so
my stack.
not as big as some of the other hands that we've seen.
Lasts for a couple hours. No one's on.
Oh, it was actually very convenient because Mark
But I did call
is
the
actually
turn
on the
when
felt right now, playing with Mallory. So Mark will tell her for you.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Mark.
Appreciate it, Mark.
Is this the same Mark
If
that
I
makes
did
the
hit
knit
the 6 on
buttons?
the
Yes,
turn,
yes, yes.
Awesome.
with the 875, it
Hi,
was a
Mark.
blank,
How
or
are
I
you?
could have jammed there.
I'm glad I didn't jam. 'Cause
Yeah, he had a fun little game of Mark's game going this morning. They had a lot of fun, it seemed like. I think some more than others, unfortunately, but you know, that's how it goes in poker.
Mark is a lot of fun to play against. He's such a good player.
Definitely puts people to the test, and
does.
you know, adds. I mean, regardless of the outcome of the hands, anytime Mark's at the table, everyone's just more excited to play the game.
Yeah, and he's such a nice guy. He's like so personable, you know.
For sure. Yeah, and that's what people look for when they want to try to play with other players. They don't want to play with that guy that doesn't say a
You know,
word.
I always see him like sit down with a, you know, one buy-in or whatever, and then like 2, 3 buy-ins later, he's still at that like, you know, $500 at the 1-2 or whatever. But then suddenly he's sitting behind a pile of chips, and I'm like, what? How does this guy
spin up,
do
yeah,
it,
the
man?
spin
It's
up.
awesome. Yeah, I remember having like 2 or 3 marks at the table, and they were all sitting in a row. So I was like, this is like, you know, the sound barrier here. We got Mach 1, Mach 2, and Mach 3.
Oh my god.
So that's how I remember him. But super awesome. And he made the knit buttons as well. That's
he
pretty
did.
cool,
He did.
you know.
He got them implemented on our live stream. And I mean, anytime you play with him on the table, he'll have him in his backpack. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
start
yeah,
playing
yeah.
the knit game
Super nice.
on the table.
5 high, no good.
I still remember that hand I lost to you, Mark, with Cody and you. I decided like, no, he can't have it because he shoved all in, and the flop was something like
Button has moved.
Ace Jack 10 or Ace Queen 10, something like that. Maybe King Jack 10. It was Broadway, you know. And he'd have to have had exactly Ace Queen to, you know, make the straight
Sure.
and have the. And so Cody bets out. I call. Mark jams. Cody folds, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know where I'm at because the stack to pot ratio, you know, it's so slim. So I call, and then he has it. Oh,
Yeah.
so bad.
Sounds typical.
I think I didn't even call. I had to jam because I would have been pot committed anyway. It's like jam or fold, you know. And then he insta calls. He's like, I got the nuts at the end. Great.
All right, 25 to play.
It's one of those cases where blockers do not count at all.
Raise to 75. Fold.
Oh, this is going to be a good hand. Benham has Ace Jack offsuit and Brass, and he raised to 75. Brass Monkey re-raised to 275 with Jacks suited. Sorry, Jacks. Pocket Jacks. You know, sometimes I think things in my head, and when I say it, it comes out wrong because I was thinking same color, but I said suited.
The coveted
yeah.
suited aces. I want 2 ace of spades, please.
Okay, so flop is Ace 10 deuce, and the turn is a 4 of diamonds. There's 2 diamonds on the board.
475 is a bet.
Brass Monkey bets at 475.
Okay.
I think Benham's calling this. That's
Call
an
475.
easy call right there. Of course, it's easy once we see all the cards, but I think I'd have to call it anyway.
Looks like Brass Monkey's going to go for that
He's
third
betting.
barrel
He
here.
bets. You know, he unloads all the full clip at least.
1225.
1.2K.
Benham not liking it, but I think he's going to follow it off.
Strong bet size. He's going to have to call it with Ace Jack if he wants to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such
Brass
a dry,
Monkey puts such good call.
such a dry run out. You got to make
Brass
the call.
Monkey puts so much pressure as well, you know, like it's just not even fair.
Right, and
Like you don't feel good about calling, but you kind of have to.
You have to.
VPIP is high, his aggression factor is high, you know.
if he has it, you got to pay the man with that good of a hand.
If he's got it, you got to pay him, and he has a premium starting hand. I mean, like Jacks, you know, the only thing that really needs him on that board is Ace. two pair. But yeah, he leads out all the way.
Against that particular player type,
You just have to call and hold on, like hope it holds, you know.
Not for sure. But I was gonna throw in something from Brass Monkey's perspective. Against that particular player type, I don't know if I would exactly have gone for that third barrel. On a texture change that didn't really favor you all that much, right? Like top pair is still top pair, right? Like not much really changed.
Yeah.
Like it say.
Raised to 500.
I mean, I don't know. There weren't really many runouts on that exact board texture that would warrant a fold from a top pair holding, right?
Yeah, I think Brass Monkey may have had a read, knowing that the other guy had an ace.
Sure.
And maybe it wasn't like
like a wheel ace or something.
Yeah, because he did make a face and stuff when he had to call. He was like, okay, call. So maybe a bigger bet would have done the job and taken it down
against a weaker ace.
Because if you know you have jacks, or you just kind of have to check, see the other player has the ace and then fold, you know, lose. So how do you win that pot? You gotta like bet. That's probably why his bet sizing was closer or above 50%. Okay, we have Grizz with ace queen. Flop is ace queen king. And there's 2 hearts out there, and Cashman has the 4 5 of hearts. So this is going to be an action flop right here.
And Grizz does have the ace of hearts, so if the hearts do come out on the turn, there would be a redraw. Oh wow, full house.
Ace of clubs on the turn. This is nasty.
Full house
we'll
here
slow
for
down
Grizz.
the action for sure. Now Cashman's like not really gonna want to put much more money in there.
Yeah, I think Cashman's pretty.
Or he's gonna rep it. He's thinking.
You're right. He was the pre-flop aggressor, so. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of many hands you're trying to get the fold. Like Jack nine of hearts is the only other hand, right?
Yeah. Now this is a dangerous spot because like whenever I see, that's a great check.
Yeah, that's
behind.
a good check. Yeah,
Good
I like
check
that check.
behind.
Is that a heart?
Keeps him in. Jack
Oh my
of hearts.
gosh.
Oh gosh. Okay, Cashman probably wants to bet this right now, just because he has the flush draw and it went check.
No, for sure.
So Grizz made an excellent check, and if he does bet, the pot's going to be big enough for Grizz to go all in. That's the problem. Right there.
With how with how stack sizes are.
Okay, 1.4K to call. Grizz probably going to shove.
Yeah, Grizz for sure going to shove. I was about to say, I mean, Cashman a much stronger, much smarter player than I am.
He's got a Hollywood.
From my perspective, with Grizz's exact stack sizes, I'm almost more comfortable checking over.
Yeah,
because
he's all in now. Cashman's
now you're kind of
really tough spot.
Right?
Yeah. Now he's kind of got a fold, but he might find the call. Like
it's a stupid price.
Yeah, it's just because like his stack to pot ratio was like 2K to 2K. What was it? 2.5, 2.5, something like that. He's all in for 3.4K and the pot's 6.8. Yeah, so he was like.
You're calling to win a pot of almost 9,000.
Yeah,
so
that's so dangerous. That's one of the things I do at 1-2 is like if I see they're kind of short stacked and
just
they
check
put
it over
money
to them.
in,
Yeah.
and I'm first to act, if they put more than like 10% of their stack in pre-flop, like before any of the cards, it's a red flag. And then if they keep betting, or if anything like that happens where they can shove all in, I don't want to make that ratio good enough for them to like deceptively be in that pot, and now it's really hard to know where you're at. Are they trying to steal it, or do they have a legit hand? And of course you have a flush, so does he have like a naked ace?
So the only
no,
you're good. The only reason I can think of, maybe not the only reason, but one of the bigger reasons I can think of why Cashman decided to bet that river is that Grizz did not 3-bet pre-flop.
Exactly.
Right? So he shouldn't have hands like ace king, ace queen, pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket jacks. So that that lent Cashman more comfortable to bet out his flush. He's trying to target a hand like ace 10, ace 9, hands that he would just call pre-flop with.
He checked on that ace turn, So,
exactly.
So it went check. So it looks so weird. Now the jack hit. So it might look like he's got a flush.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think
he does have the ace high blocker, obviously.
I was trying to pick on Venom.
What did he say? Yeah, so I think he's slowly realizing now, based on Griz's stack size, I think a better play would have been to check.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't have a good hand to call with, he's never calling anyways.
He's about to make the call. He's about to make the call.
Right, like say his hand. If say Grizz didn't have a straight.
He's kind of Is he showing?
But yeah, what I was saying was say Grizz doesn't have anything better than if he doesn't have a straight. He's never calling anyways,
Yeah.
right? So
I think he's gonna make a call.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. Yeah. I'm just looking at this body language. He almost folded. He's on the fence for sure. He just doesn't know what to do, and I think it's a.
He hates folding it, but I think it's the right move.
He's thinking. He's showing. He wants to show fold right here. Folds, amazing. Good fold. Good fold. Tough.
Yeah, great fold there from Cashman. I think he's just kicking himself a little bit for not checking that river.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him, just how the pre-flop action went.
Yeah.
Right? So he's trying, and that's why he's trying to target a trip ace. So.
I mean, he does beat every ace that's not,
That's not paired, right?
That doesn't make that full house, and then he also is dominated by everything that's a flush, all the way down, because he's, what was, like 5 high?
5 high flush,
so
yeah.
anything like 6, 7, even.
Anything reasonable.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But there's so many hands, like, that's a bad spot, because, like, he bet.
Not yet.
And the other player just had enough to shove all in at that point. So you just have to be mindful of that before when you're playing out of position.
I think he's also realizing too. He's like, oh, I probably should have been more mindful of the stack size before I made that bet.
and player behind bets, then you can get away from that. Yeah,
then you just call.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, it went check on the turn, so that check was really what cemented it,
Check.
Yeah, definitely an interesting spot. I'm almost be tempted to like talk to him about that hand.
Yeah.
Kind of go through his thought process.
Yeah, I think if he had higher, like if he had like 9-8 of hearts, he might have found,
Yeah, even then, it's kind of the same hand, right?
And I wonder if there would have been a shove had the other player not had the ace of hearts. Let's say it was ace of diamonds or something. Then he doesn't have
he has a full house.
But
He's
he has a
shoving.
full house, yeah. It's kind of a weird spot to shove as well, knowing that you're blocking the nut flush, right? Like, if you want max value and you have pretty much the nuts, the effective nuts, like third, fourth nuts, do you shove there or do you just min-raise?
The move is always
you just min-raise, right?
No.
He bets 800, you think about it, and you can't make it 16, you have to shove.
Yeah, you have to shove.
Yeah, so got max value on that hand.
Then he was at the very bottom of the raise 75.
I mean, I'd even argue, even if Cashman checked it over to Grizz, I'd say the shove is still the right play, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to stack exactly a hand like kings full, queens full.
I think Cashman didn't realize how bad that ratio was, basically.
Yeah.
If they were more deep stacked, exactly what Cashman did, like, because Cashman had a 10K stack.
Yeah.
Right?
Then his bet just makes a lot of sense.
If everyone had a
jam,
10K stack when he bets,
yeah, like any bet there with 10K behind it, someone jams and it's a snap ball, right? Because it's. But then when you're getting to the realm of it's such a small shove, it's never bluff, then it also sucks too, right?
Yeah. Also, I mean, that board brings in what? Full house, straight, flush. So many different things, and you're sitting there with 4 or 5 of hearts. I think that's pretty standard fold.
Yeah, I thought he might have pocket jack, pocket queen, pocket king, either at first.
For a second there, it looked like he was going to call, though. He got like chips and stuff. Started counting out chips.
So the math in him was telling him to call, but then his gut was telling him to fold. He's a math guy for sure, but he's played enough live poker to know river spots are so under bluffed.
Yeah.
But on to the next hand here. Rich Mike here, slumping with the pocket deuces. Benham gonna raise pretty large here to 600 or 500 sixes.
He's out of there. Nit button number 2. Okay, we got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 nit buttons, I think. It is hard to see with the.
Yeah, the red on
belt.
red is.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, that wasn't his fault.
Nah, I know.
Do people come over here? Yeah.
I'm just messing with him.
It's not a bad idea. Make the game better. Any company or whiskey.
Cashman, I still think they should put the, like, take out the golf simulator and put, like, a private room in there and the stream in there.
They cannot add more tables.
I thought they had to for entertainment. Like they had to have some kind of entertainment rules.
Who's going to use full golf?
Like take one of
They're not allowing it. It's too
From
loud.
like the main area, they would be allowed to.
So they have area
That's a
designated.
good idea. Small blindfolds, big
They
blindfolds.
cannot.
I love how everyone has a suggestion for what to do with that golf simulator,
yeah,
but
it's-
everyone says, "Oh, that thing's got to go." Basically,
Unfortunately, part of the agreement
Check it.
from the city of Las Colinas / Irving to be able to open the poker room, they wanted a certain percentage of the room to be non-poker related. Right?
yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
included the bar, the
guys,
restaurant,
it's
the waiting
secretly
area.
it's just a golf restaurant with like a little bit of poker
Which is a
going
little
on.
bit of
Just-
poker.
there's nothing to worry about. Look, we have this simulator, and that's where everyone, all these guys sitting at the table, they're just waiting to play
They're
golf.
waiting to play
okay?
golf,
And,
yeah.
and right now it's not working, so
So they're only
yeah, they're just like tasting our food. By the way, the food here is amazing.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty
the
good.
shrimp, the chicken, everything. So good. Even the sandwiches at like 3 in the morning are good, right?
I haven't had a chance to try them. I mean,
I was being a little sarcastic, but like they are good. Yeah, it's really tough to get a poker room like up and running that quick as they did.
That's a
And,
full
like,
restaurant
and,
too.
and like
bar.
make a full restaurant, full bar, have that golf simulator, get everything going, have all the chips, get all the dealers. It's amazing what they've done there. I think that's like one of the best poker rooms ever set up that I've seen. I played at a lot of places, and nothing short of like a casino, a full-blown casino, would be able to beat that, because you can't really get all that stuff in one location that is that size and get it going. So they did a really good job setting that up. Personally, that's my opinion. I don't know. People have things to say. But also considering, like, once you get it going, it's got to run 24/7, 365. Like, there's no stopping, So you just got to iterate.
I'm sure we have others.
I heard that golf simulator is so loud, though, right? Is it?
Yeah, so a lot of the floors, like Nick, I think, Victor went over there to test it out before the room opened.
Yeah.
And like when they drove a ball, it sounded like a gun going off in the room. So yeah,
Not,
it was,
yeah, that's like exactly the sound you want when you're betting like thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
just to hear a gunshot every
Unfortunately
5 minutes.
yeah, that'd be pretty bad. But no, they decided against that. I mean, I think they're trying to soundproof it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work.
I think they should put in like a chess club or something in there. I've seen so many players playing chess on their phones.
Oh my! I mean, that could be like a pool table.
Yeah, pool. Well, a pool is it's gonna create noise, right? They do have darts. It's you kind of want like a silent
Shuffleboard.
shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard might be option. Or just set up a cornhole back there.
Yeah. Whatever it is that doesn't make noise, because if you can hear it over the chips rattling, it's pretty loud, like loud.
Loud already.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what we got here. Grizz with just the king of diamonds showing. We don't know what his hand is.
Ooh,
Brass
this makes
monkey.
it interesting.
The king queen.
Okay, I think yeah, king 10 or something. What did he show? King deuce. Even better.
I think he had the best hand.
No.
Getting rid of that nit
Glad it
button.
didn't come down to me and you.
Is you the four?
I think we should blank out a few cards and like just play it, What do they call it when you don't see in the hole?
Mystery hands.
Mystery hands. Yeah. Sweat it. We should sweat it.
Sweat with the player.
You had king queen.
And now the next section of our show, sweating with OFC here.
Ooh, Doug R says axe throwing. That would be
Oh
great.
my God.
Let's just bring in axes next
God.
to everyone
No,
with
thank
money and
you.
see how that works.
No, yeah.
We already have people throwing cards really hard at the table. I wonder how good it'll be
Yeah,
when
no,
we have
thank you.
axes in the mix.
And we have alcohol there? No thanks.
Three, he's making 100.
What's that dude?
You know,
on
I saw
Poker
that YouTube show, 2 Months, 2 Million,
whatever cash game where the
and
guy
they had
kept losing
a
every
room
freaking
where
stand-up
they
game.
just have like a room where you
He
could
lost
like take a
4
baseball
or
bat and
5.
like beat
He
up
was
like
heavy
watermelons
too.
and stuff,
He lost
just to
150,000
just
in
to
his
get out
first
your
stand-up
rage, you
game.
know,
That sounds fun.
like a rage room.
Well, because he had a good hand, ace queen, but the guy had 10-3 and he let it go. He said, "You
That
know
might
what?
be
Just
fun.
keep it. You win." So it was
I don't care what the hell.
I think they should go for like a really posh like coffee shop or tea room, you know, like serve high
Damn, that's
tea.
going quick. How many runs we got left? 1, 2, 3.
It's like a separate tea room.
Yeah, or just like a room where you can sit in a loungy, massagey chair kind of thing and just like
Oh
take
my
a nap.
God, yeah.
You know, but you have to pay
Yeah.
$50 for that per hour, and so you know it doesn't get into the way of the masseuses doing their job.
Sure.
But it's
That
like
could be
a
an
quiet
idea.
room, like it's sound shielded. So if you're playing and you just need a nap, you know, you go sit
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
Quiet
that makes sense.
Yeah,
That could
yeah.
actually be
Yeah, like a really
that's-
quiet room.
But yeah,
And, like
they-
you have so many people going to the
we
airport and
played
stuff,
the
like
cash game
maybe a
with him
bag
at,
check area, but I don't know if
at
there's like a
Champions.
security
He was
issue with
really
that. And, you
yeah,
know,
they
like,
don't really want to be
yeah.
luggage. But no, that could be an idea. But I do think they have to use it for something
plays all the high
social.
stakes.
Yeah, something
unfortunately.
social. Okay. I'm gonna come up with like ideas for it nonstop.
Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it.
You represented well.
It was fun.
And you seem like a
Okay,
good
Brass
choice.
Monkey raised to
Yeah.
275 with Ace 3 offsuit and Cashman with just the Jack of Hearts showing.
So
We don't
the
know what
first
the
day
other
we-
card
we
is.
played with him,
Kinda
obviously, the bluff
sweating
everybody
this.
knows, but the second day I did bluff him
Flop
one more
is
time,
Ace
and
King
he
4.
was about to call and he
2
goes,
clubs.
"I remember you bluffed me yesterday."
200.
He folded again.
You got it.
And then I showed
Brass
him and
Monkey
he
bets
goes,
out
"I knew it."
200. Cashman makes
It
the
was a small
call.
one,
Yeah.
but it
Okay,
was.
what do you think he
I
has? Do you think he's
literally
got a
had, like,
queen there, Jack Queen?
high, betting
Uh,
400 into
I mean,
a field of 6
he
behind
insta-called,
on
you know.
the river, and it went
Calling.
on a king high
He
board.
might have an ace here. I might have the ace of clubs.
And that was a net game.
Because Cashman called pre-flop, right? So
And
he's
Heather
going to
was
be
the
weighted
last to act. He
towards
was on my right
more
again.
like ace jack,
Oh,
king jack holdings.
I wish we could see
That
what
was that ace high.
good job dealer put it over the RFID thing. What did he have? Do we know?
We'll never know.
Oh,
Looks like there's
It's a
two
mys-
nip buns left.
mystery.
Fire, what's going on?
Mystery.
I can't
What the hell, bro?
believe you too. What are you?
And we're out of position for, let's see, 1, 2, 3. 3 hands.
3 nits.
Cashman, we got 3 hands.
It is going fast.
Seat
man.
6 must be happy he doesn't have the nit button anymore, right?
For us being
Here's the
out of
third one.
position.
1, 2.
Yeah, who was the third one?
Oh, for me, 3 hands. For him, 4.
I don't see the third one. Just 2 right now. Okay.
Hey, Kevin. Make sure you just get them together at the same time.
That's for like 3 hands.
He's a rookie.
Yeah,
He needs help.
I was so happy to throw the net away.
full, so we have a call, full fold.
I really like these green lights showing whose action it is. It's pretty cool.
Let's do this, guys. Come on. Have
Can I
mercy.
just muck
Have
so he
mercy.
wins? No, I'm just kidding. I'll defend you. Don't worry, buddy. I got you. I'm not gonna let this guy.
God, I should have just raised it.
All right, 10-7 suited versus King 9 suited.
Check.
And it's a rainbow flop, Ace, Queen, Deuce.
Sorry, buddy.
Says sorry, buddy.
Sorry. I tried.
Then there were 2.
Thank you. It's quick. Grab that net
2
button.
minutes left, right?
Who's the second one?
I'm
Yeah, this is
said,
super
and then there
fast.
were 2, but I don't see the second one. It's
I
hard
think
to
pretty
see
much
on
every
that
hand there was one
red
net
felt,
button.
as he said. See one here on fire.
So it started with him. So there's 2 hands and 2 net buttons left. Yep.
Who's the second one? Oh,
Yeah.
Cashman has
Every
one.
hand.
Oh my
Oh, I
gosh.
see it. Yeah, okay.
So hard
Oh,
to
this should
see
be
it.
fun. This should be fun. Yeah. So it's Cashman versus Fire.
Deep seconds, Fire, yeah.
Let's this will have some
Was it?
repercussions.
Oh, okay.
No one won 2 hands.
Yeah.
Advantage Cashman though, right? 'Cause he has
Yeah, he's
position.
got position. Yeah,
2 net buttons.
for at least the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hands.
Yeah, so as
Right,
long as he
or
sees
4
Fire
hands.
fold, then he's like, all right,
You
good.
make 150.
Cashman's like, crap.
But the thing about the net game is like you actually still have to win it. See, he's folded, so like now he still has the button. So.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
No,
Venom
he's-
has pocket 3.
There are people that will overplay it, right? They forget that you still have to win it at
Yeah.
showdown. Or
This is gonna be a big hand. Venom has pocket 3s. Monty has Queen Jack suited. Danny has a Queen of Diamonds and an X card. OFC has Ace 10, heart diamond, and Fire has a 7 clubbed heart. So this, and he's all in for 5.1k. Oh, he's trying to really get rid of that button.
Danny might be as strong as like king queen suited here.
Yeah.
And he's like
or
considering
pocket queens. I mean,
considering no, he doesn't.
No?
have queen. Wait, was he the initial raiser?
I think so. I was concentrating on reading out all the cards in that order. You
No,
know. so-
Monte was because he had.
Oh,
like,
Monte
the-
was, yeah.
So he might have a
He's
hand as
thinking
strong
about
as
it.
king queen suited.
Thinking about it.
If he's thinking this long, like king queen suited wouldn't
He's
be
saying sorry, guys.
unreasonable.
Yeah.
Given the action, this doesn't make any sense, right? It just looks like he's
Queen
trying to steal
suited
it.
is definitely a nice.
I wish he had already folded so I could talk to him.
Fold.
I was
Will
actually
not know
debating
what he
myself.
had.
I had even better than that.
You had better than that?
Yeah.
7-4.
Yeah. I knew it, dude.
Yeah.
I knew it, dude.
You had a better ace?
Oh, maybe a king, ace queen.
If he had ace queen, man, that's.
That would have been a great call.
But he is in the blinds, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's
yeah.
less likely to be 3-betting those hands. But,
Yeah.
but it's a large shove, right? It's-
Yeah, 4.1k. I would be calling with ace queen.
I don't blame him for folding there. You're flipping a lot of the time, right?
Yeah.
You started against us, it made it right back to the number. Then you started.
Those are the spots.
Who was? I know, but I'm saying, wasn't it?
If I was sharp, bro.
Doug R says Fire doesn't cage though.
So then it starts.
Doesn't care.
Oh, doesn't care. Yeah.
I'm imagining.
Nice hand, nice hand.
So why do they call him Fire? Is it because he like burns everything
Crazy that it
in
was.
his wake?
I don't
or
know. That's just a nickname, I guess.
I didn't notice that one.
Keep firing bets out.
This one seemed quicker.
Sorry, I'll slow down.
Oh,
Good
man.
bet.
I suck.
No, we even talked about it. We each won 1.5.
50
Shot for one. That was it. Going for two.
I suck.
Oh, Cashman has Queen Jack of Diamonds in the low jack. Raises to 125. Brass Monkey with Ace 10 offsuit calls.
If
Danny
If
gets
I
out of
was
there with
stuck-
4 deuce suited.
ace 10 was getting
And OFC
I was calling it.
folds his 7-6
If I was
offsuit. Fire calls with Ace 9 offsuit.
Sorry I didn't play better.
Oh, no, he folds.
Ace 10.
All right, we got heads up action.
And we're head up.
Queen Jack suited versus Ace 10 offsuit. And the flop is Queen 8-9. Rainbow.
Check. Check.
Ace of diamonds. Oh, that's
actually
so interesting right now.
Folded anyway.
And Brass Monkey bets out 200.
What Phil does.
Aggression factor.
Were you laying the top?
Cashman
I
calls.
was, yeah. I didn't
Red
Rivers
card,
loose.
but not the right suit.
Yep.
kind of trick myself. a little bit.
Only that were a diamond, we probably would have seen a lot more action.
Kind of tricked myself.
The jacket dime. Oh, okay, the Cashman has a jacket dime.
He would hit the 7 anyway. It's all good.
Because maybe you didn't expect an all-in bet.
He would have hit the 7.
Of course. Remember he
Got me
hit the
talking
7
to
on the
myself,
river?
Fire. Nice job.
Because the ace wasn't coming.
Right.
So it was 7 live, that's all.
Messa for production says y'all got to change the colors on the knit buttons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
think
discussed that.
There's a lot of money
Just
out there.
it's kind of unfortunate because Mark already ordered them and the
We'll
cable
figure
just
something
happens
out.
to be red.
He's making 100 fold.
Then we just need to make him yellow, and then and then we're good.
Then they'll look like the 1K chips. That'll be way more confusing, right?
The 5K chips, yeah.
Oh, those 5Ks?
Yeah.
All right. I'm thinking of the 1K from LC. Interesting hand here. We got pocket deuces versus 7-4 diamonds and the ace diamond 7 spades. And the flop is king 9-3, 2 spades. Race takes it down.
So close to catching my set. Deuces.
Thank you.
I got deuces a couple times. Never got to see a flop, though.
I checked quads on the river yesterday.
Wonder if you can just put a sticker on that knit button. Make it show up better.
No, he had ace king.
That could be beneficial too.
Flop comes queen 9-10, 2 diamonds. I had 9-10. Turn comes a 9. 9 of diamonds. So the 9 of hearts on the flop. 9 of diamonds. Now there's 3 diamonds. He has ace king with the king of diamonds. I bet. I check. He bets 150. I make it 225. He calls. River comes a 9. Check, check.
Raise 125.
Okay, Grizz raises to 125 with ace-6 suited of hearts, and Brass Monkey looks at pocket jacks, re-raises to 450.
He had a good hand to check down.
Looks like everyone else is getting out of the way, and
But then
Grizz
the thing is, he's not going to get anything
is
better to
contemplating a
fold.
call here.
He's not going to get a pair of folds.
He knows, like, if he calls this, it's going to be check bet on the turn, check bet on the river, you know. So he's folding. It's where, like, that table image really helps.
Oh, I'm sad.
No free cards. See, he said if you are doing it, you're going to raise every.
You
Right.
don't have the high hand thing at the social, right? It's only here.
That's correct.
Okay. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't get a draw on the 9 quad.
Pretty good room there.
Yeah, they're trying to get people to come here. 'cause
I like that.
Makes sense.
I imagine Poker House closing is going to be good for this place, though.
I like the
Probably
side chat. He was saying he's got a pretty good hand there, and he goes, "Yeah, I imagine that. I had a better one."
Oh no, yeah. Sometimes I'll definitely just like sit back for a few minutes and let like I want to hear the table talk, and I want the audience to hear the table talk too. So
Perfect.
it's fun to just listen in.
Dip out for a quick break.
He's good. Doing good.
I'd be down to go there when
Chilling.
I'm in.
Yeah, I need to do that as well.
Next time you go,
now
I'll see if I can go to the
Alright, we'll hit you up.
We have a raise to 150. Fold.
What are you playing over there? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a
No,
stack.
you're good.
Oh, I didn't even
I'm
see
sure you're
that.
on like pain pills with your arm or...
I'm paying $1,200.
Fire here with the aces.
Raise to 1,100. Fold.
Wow, great fold there from Monte. Folding the pocket tens. Probably one of the better hands he's seen all night, but
Not even close.
giving Fire some respect here, and he'll look back on this later and say, wow, great fold. OFC, the big winner on the night, up over with $7,000. Grizz up about 1,900 bucks. Big loser so far, Brass Monkey and Venom.
You got money on the Heat? Denver?
Ace, I had ace.
A lot, yeah, more than the game.
But I was like, if I call 3,
You laid 3 tonight? You laid 3 tonight on the game? You bet the game
How many
tonight?
points?
3. Minus 3.
Oh, money line?
Minus
Oh, minus
I
3.
needed
Yeah,
more
minus
people over there to be able to call.
It opened at 2, went up to 3.
I don't bet sports. Actually.
Raise to 175. Fold. Call 175.
What does Denver -3 mean?
It means that... Go ahead. No,
You pick the favorite at -3.
They have to win by more than 3
Yeah.
points for you to win.
400.
Basically,
It's
start
not
with
just who
0-3.
wins. If they win, but they only win by 2, you still lose the bet. Yeah.
The favorite gets like 3 extra. The underdog gets 3 extra points.
Nice.
Occasionally in soccer, when it's a mismatch, don't you have to lay goal?
Yeah.
400 to
It's hard to lay a goal.
Brandon, let me give you an example. So
Well,
say
in
if
the
we're playing a
Olympics,
cash game, all of us,
like
and they say, okay, Sean can play,
Nigeria
but
plays
Sean starts with 5,300,
3.5 goals.
and everybody else starts with 5K.
It's just a full mismatch.
And the 300 is free provided by every player to me because I'm the underdog.
All right, gentlemen, there.
Make sense?
I like the analogy.
Thanks.
Sandy Koufax was ready in Booker. Sandy Koufax was in his prime. They played the Mets, who were the worst team ever. They had a game where
Paired board on the flop.
you had a late
Monte with the best hand with the ace high.
300
You
and
got
late
money on that?
Grizz with the ace
He's
high
got, like,
as
the best
well.
stats ever.
-3.
but you had a late
2,000 in the middle here, and ace jack high is the best hand.
I used to play this one like online stats game.
It's like I got back just in time.
Fantasy almost, but I remember
Oh, wow.
he was always
Well, look at this. And Monte here.
all throughout his
Oh,
career.
wow. He goes all in, and he overbet here. And kind of puts Grizz in a weird spot here where he's like, well, I river top pair, but
Yeah, Grizz has been making some pretty good laydowns. I think he's going to find this one hard to. But it down. You know.
So I mean, yes, you did river top pair, but I mean it's an overbet, and I mean
And the
first
board's
off,
paired.
what's up?
And the board's paired. So,
Yeah, the board's paired, and so there's like other possibilities out there. Trip fours, full houses, obviously. Just a pure bluff catcher here. I'm actually kind of surprised Monte decided to go for the sizing.
Thing is, like, he doesn't know that he's got the best hand. He's probably trying to maybe fold out better hands, you know, ace king, ace queen, or
I don't know about that.
I don't know. It's kind of a weird. It is a big bet for the size of the pot.
I bet Denver in 5, and I thought that Danny was going to at Denver. I bet
It's a weird board to have, you know.
Denver in under 5.5 games. I think Denver
Deuce 5 gets there, and what, pocket sixes, pocket aces, pocket threes, etc. You know.
Wow, and he will show
Five,
the ace.
sevens.
Great
There's
fold
so
there
many,
from
yeah,
Grizz.
there's so many combos that you make.
I mean, yeah, other than the river spot being the most under bluff spot in poker, when you add the overbet on top of that, it's even.
It's like it's an underbluff spot and an overbet.
Yeah.
This
Would I imagine
Like, he had-
Monte doing it with a hand like that? Absolutely not.
kind of a semi-bluff in a way, but like it's just a weird thing. Like, what if you bluff and then someone else goes call? You know, and then he just shows like pocket aces, or yeah, you bluffed into the nuts, right?
You live in Dallas?
And Denver's
But that's a nice hand there for Monte. Pick up a nice little pot there. Probably could have gone for even like a pot-sized bet on the river there.
Yeah, pot size.
Might get called by an ace. So I'm surprised he didn't try to go for some value there, considering kind of the rough night he's been having so far.
You know, I respect it. He managed to make
You didn't tell us
several good laydowns so far.
full.
It's your full house or your
I'll wait and get home and watch it.
It's gonna be a long night.
Bet 75.
How can you call that and you go, oh yeah, I have an ace, jack plays, you know? I think that the players at the table definitely have way more info than us because they've played each other before, and you know they have certain reads that they can get from body languages and timing tells and things that like you don't really pick that up, but it is a gut feeling sometimes, and maybe it's right to shove, you know, because you know that the other guy has something marginally better, and if you shove right now, you can take that pot down, and if you don't, you're not. Ooh, 50-50.
Check.
So it looks like Queen High is gonna be the best hand here.
Yeah.
See if Fire decides to fire again here. Excuse me, no, he was the one that's been check calling on the flop.
Did he say all in?
No, 800.
Oh, 800. Okay.
Close to a pot-sized bet here.
Yeah.
Venom here with just Queen High. Actually, man, he hasn't folded yet, and normally you expect to fold, and I don't see much merit for raising here. Is he really thinking about the Queen High call here? Like the obvious 9-7 bricked off. No diamonds in hand. Oh man, he thought about it for a second there.
Just interesting because Fire, like, what? Check called, then check called, then check called, then bet.
Check called flop, check turn, bet river.
Yeah.
He's just out of town for a little bit.
And the board pairs, you know, so.
Yeah, it's hard to put him on a jack.
Yeah.
I've seen a Queen High call before
What is he
on
thinking about the-
another stream.
Mm.
And I mean, it was like they're playing very, very deep, so right? So high level poker going on. I think it's just like, what in the world? Like,
Just having one straddle.
The thing I love about poker is one of those games where you can learn the mechanics of the game and like kind of get
and
get that
destroyed,
theory
yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
at like the lower levels, and then as you graduate, you learn, oh, this is possible. I didn't know, you know. And then as you get up into the nosebleed sections, anything starts happening.
Yeah, I mean, which makes sense, right? The players become more and more capable of bluffing and turning hands into bluffs.
Yeah. Everyone's been talking about that Tom Dwan hand.
Oh my gosh,
with
yeah.
the queens, how he called it.
I think they should have two
Crazy.
fives
It's amazing.
over there.
Yeah, what's so wild about that hand? I mean, we'll talk briefly about it because it's not relevant to our game
Yeah.
right now.
Exactly what, at least one table.
Right, like what 90% of the population probably just fold the turn.
Yeah, exactly.
like they're like, well, they just
but
have
like-
aces or kings.
But that's why these guys are playing higher levels. You
Yeah.
know, like they just.
I think maybe if you do like here versus there,
That's what they're doing, right?
Exactly. But
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a whole other problem.
But it's a different 2-5 game over there.
People
than-
say like a lot of people that don't play poker just think of it as gambling, but it's definitely a skill game.
For sure,
Skill
for
and
sure.
luck,
Anything
luck.
above
You know, on the
Skill-
5 or 10 hand.
I don't like to
scale,
say
but like
luck. Skill with
100,000
variance.
hands. It's skill.
Skill with
Absolutely.
variance. Yeah.
Skill with variance. Okay. I like that.
Oh, today I went over
People
That'd be
think
good,
it's
right?
luck, but no, it's just
A 3-6 game.
Variance,
Match
yeah.
the stack. It's above the 2-5.
slot machines is luck.
3-6 no?
That I can 100% say that's luck. Lottery is luck. Winning a 10,000 person tournament. That's a little,
That's not luck for sure. Yeah. and the thing is like
there is a little bit of luck.
there are
but, yeah.
several players that have won WSOP bracelets like
Multiple times,
You know,
yeah, for sure.
That doesn't happen in any other kind of luck-based thing. Where it's like, oh, look at roulette players. You know, they don't have a world championship for that because you can't. Like, there's no consistent winner. Oh, this looks like a good hand.
175.
King Queen versus Ace Jack, and the flop is King 10-10.
Yeah, I'd say I'd float one there. I'm surprised OFC decided to fold there. The backdoor club's available. Marina, have a good night. Appreciate you stopping by. So it's got to go. Early day tomorrow. I understand. Well, we got about an hour left on our stream so far. If you have to hit that like button, please do so before you head out. And if you have to subscribe to our channel, do hit subscribe. And be sure to hit that bell notification. It notifies you every time we go live and anytime we release new content on our YouTube channel. And for our tournament players out there, don't forget I forgot about y'all. I know we're watching a cash game right now, but a lot of our viewers like to play the tournaments and watch our tournaments. We have the bigger one tournament this Saturday and also on June 24th. So we have it twice this month, June 10th and June 24th. $500 buy-in, 40K starting stack, 30-minute levels, and a $50,000 guaranteed prize pool. I think every time we've had this tournament, we were typically 80,000 plus in the prize pool. Should be a really good tournament this weekend, so hope to see y'all there. And of course, every single Saturday tournament is live streamed. Every final table is live streamed. So if you make the final table, you get to show all your family and friends how good of a poker player you are, and that you're not just doing this for fun. You know?
Do they need a dealer?
I don't know if you can recruit the gas money. No, actually, you probably make really good money.
Call it 650 and fold.
You ever dealt like private games? I don't know if you want to talk about that, but I feel like you can.
I have before. I do not currently, so I can say yes, I have, and I do not currently.
Have you ever dealt me in a private game before? You have, right? That's what I thought.
Pretty sure it's actually where I'm at.
That's hilarious.
Looks like we're not the only ones with face blindness, right?
Okay. Did I miss action?
Well, I mean, it's almost kind of the same thing for the player too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you meet
they get
so many
they get
players.
so caught up in playing that they see so many faces and like
Yeah.
they really only remember the people that they've had big pots with, right?
Like, honestly, side note, I do have other hobbies outside of poker, and I meet a lot of people there. So it's just, I meet a lot of people. And unless I see you like 100 times, I'm really, you know,
Twice, right? At least.
I'm super friendly. I'll say hi to everyone, so I'll make friends with everyone.
Yeah, he's super aggressive. He normally gets rid of it like that.
Not a net.
You should make a t-shirt saying not a net.
Right.
And for all of our tournament players out there,
Last week,
Tyler did kind of remind me, we do have the reward program still going on for the tournament, which is the free roll tournament every single quarter this year. So if you qualify on the point side or on the loyalty side, you will qualify for that tournament, and that free roll tournament will be happening on July 9th, which is a Sunday. So mark your calendars for that.
Other companies are doing it. And
If
stuff
you
like
are
that, and
wondering
I
if
ran
you
into-
qualified for this free roll, I think the leaderboards are posted on TexasCardhouse.com. If they're not currently updated, the best way to probably be to ask our turn director, Donovan,
What's that?
at any time you see him here at TCH Dallas.
By the way, Derek makes this thing look so easy. It is so complicated, but he just does such a good job at this. It's amazing. Like, he literally got like a slip of paper with like 4 words scribbled on it. Not 4, you know, like 4 lines. But he just like, he AI voice expanded that into
a chat GPT.
Yeah, you
it.
chat. Derek GPT did.
Thank you, Benham. What'd you show? What did you show?
I guess it's one of those things you get better at with more practice.
Oh,
You know?
100%.
So hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, I get invited back.
Oh yeah, I mean it's going well so
super
far.
Enjoying it.
I'm gonna go put him on recognition.
I just wish I had more interesting things to say.
But he was 2 seats
you're okay.
ahead, so the 7 plus 2 is 9.
I mean, I guess I might as well mention this as well. I mean,
Different theory.
if you're a tournament player here in the Dallas area, we got a lot of tournaments here.
Dallas has so much action right now.
So the Poker Atlas Tour was going on in Houston, which was a huge success. It was such a success, they're bringing it up here in the Dallas area. So August 17th through September 4th. I don't know all the events just yet, but I mean, look at those date. Look at that date range. That's like 2.5 weeks of tournaments. So that's gonna be multiple turns spread across the Texas Card House Dallas and TCH social location, ending with a $1 million guaranteed title.
Note
So,
to self:
yeah.
must apply for leave
Oh.
on these dates.
Yeah, I mean,
so I can play the tournament.
No, for sure, for sure. I mean, the last time we had $1 million tournament was almost 2 years ago now. So it was in September of 21, and we had over 1.6 million in the prize pool. First place was like 350,000. Is the live stream was like 12 hours long because the heads up match took over 5 hours.
Wow.
It was the most insane heads up match.
5 hours of heads up.
I
man.
went to sleep
Amazing.
and I woke
came
up
back
and the heads up match
they're
was still going on.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tournament. This, by definition, you know, you got to have like physical and mental like awareness and
No, it was
stamina.
absolutely insane. That last tournament was just purely sponsored by us. It was a $900 buy-in, $1 million guarantee. I imagine they're going to try to stick around that buy-in, like close to 1,000.
How long? It was last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Wow.
September 21.
Amazing.
We have 3 players.
So mark your calendars for that. August, what was it? No, August 14th through the September 7th, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I'll just bring it up back.
175.
August 17th through September 4th.
Yes.
So very exciting to see that coming up here in the Dallas area. And also, if you're kind of worried about it because you're going to Vegas for the World Series, it's happening after the World Series. So we got plenty of time to save up some buy-ins for that $1 million guarantee.
Oh, there's a sweet hand developing here. Ace Queen versus Queen 9 versus 7 8, and we've got 5 Queen 7 King Rainbow. This is a Badoogie hand right here, if there was one, you know.
Right.
One of each suit.
River card will be an ace, giving Gariz the best hand, which was already the best hand, but gave him a little more confidence now. We'll probably go for some value, but no, he will just check.
Surprise, yeah. 2 pair. He just wants to get rid of that knit button.
Terrible check.
Did you just say terrible track? I think he's now sad that he didn't bet a little bit.
Yeah, especially having the knit button too, you can have more. I guess in players' minds, right, you're more likely to have a bluff if you have the knit button. So yeah, I think that was a missed opportunity there.
What a hit over there.
I had 2 pair. Flop 5-7.
I think it's very interesting that
That check, he should
if you do bet and you get re-raised, you then have to fold. So it's just easy to like get rid of it, done, and then you kind of regret that almost instantly. Once you see the cards, you're like, oh, that was bad.
Good give up.
Read a very interesting paper on that poker bot that they've developed, and it uses some kind of like regret tree minimization strategy for, they just had like AI bots playing each other or something. And it's very interesting because like basically in this game, you're trying to minimize your level of regret after you decide without knowing what the outcome would be. So
Thank you for calling.
I think he did the right thing.
Appreciate it.
By checking behind.
Check. That 100.
It's for you.
No.
Out of 7. Out of 7, but for you.
What a guy. What a guy. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Trevor's doing a fantastic job so far.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting close to 100 hands, and we still have an hour left. So cranking the hands out.
Thank you.
This really does show me how many hands per hour we get live, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's around 33 hands an hour.
I know
30.
Yeah,
30-ish.
like, 20 minutes ago.
It's pretty close to like 25 to 30,
25, 30. Yeah.
depending on the pace of play.
30 is pretty good.
This group of players are playing quite fast, so
Yeah.
they're getting like 30 plus hands.
No one's super tanking for forever, you know?
Like the longest tank was Danny thinking about the hand where Fire shoved for 5K.
Yeah.
Which was like a reasonable
And
tank.
it's a
right?
5K,
Yeah,
come on,
it's a
yeah.
reasonable tank.
And he even went, sorry guys, you know? I think.
Yeah, it was like 10 seconds. He was
Yeah.
already like, sorry guys.
Just go take them out of here and just give them back to you.
I'll take some more.
Do you have the net or no?
No, no.
Hopes is really like
All right, we're head up.
with that knit game, you know? Do you have the knit or not? Okay. Yeah, that's something you got to think about, yeah, for sure.
I'll take prop action. I'll take prop action if they close.
But what a time to ask with Benham with 7 deuce, you know?
I'll take action.
50.
January 1st.
That's 50 to a $490 pot.
Raise 275.
Every time today, huh?
2K.
Is that what you're
Benham
saying?
raises to 275, holding 7 deuce of diamonds.
I don't
It's
have any
5, 10, 4, ace, all hearts.
Leases up. Yeah.
I know.
And he
Oh my
folds
gosh,
it. He's beautiful.
Okay, buddy.
I love
man.
this. This is so awesome watching everything happen.
Yeah. Benham will put you to the test for sure.
It's way more info than you get, you know, just sitting there at a poker table. You don't get to see everyone's cards for one. But then I guess being able to commentate or co-commentate on it, you know,
For like 13 hours.
there's no one else saying anything, so that's pretty cool. And it's just so much fun doing this. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And refelt it.
Glad you could make it.
It was all Julian's idea, you know.
Offer chance. 1K.
Wow, he doesn't even want to do it.
Listen. I just wanted to add to it. As long as you guys.
I already have information of what's going on.
Danny has pocket jacks.
I already have information of
Well,
the updates.
I was giving general information that should already be known, but if they weren't testing that. Raise to 100. Fold.
About what? I wasn't following the discussion.
Oh, did something just happen? He's talking about general information.
Raise to 425. Fold. Fold. Fold.
That was crazy. 13 hours of 1K flips. Oh my god.
It's nuts.
What was this swing? Highest up, highest down.
That was so stupid.
It's kind of fun dealing to those flip tables as well.
Flips, you know, it's like tough, right? We finished
Yeah,
up and
I mean, you get to sweat with them, and typically the winners of those that goes on those streaks are typically pretty generous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
it's a win-win.
Or they pre-tip.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I can't just pick up the pack up the pack up the show.
Who was it again?
Bossy.
It's just two.
There's just two of us, and he goes like.
All right, Fire has ace-3 offsuit. Flop is 3-6-5. Danny has pocket jacks.
Like 6 hours later.
Fire
I'm
bets
thinking, why the hell
500.
did I say that? As long as you won. That was
Danny's got to be
brave mistake.
feeling pretty confident.
You should have said, hey, one more hour.
Makes the call.
Yeah,
Turn is a 10 of hearts, bringing in a backdoor
at some point, and I think I ended up
flush
like 11.
draw.
11 stuck.
I was up 11.
Down ever?
Yeah, at the very end, like 11 hours in. he's
check,
up
check.
like 6K overall.
River
Keeps going.
is a king of
He's
diamonds.
like, I'm gonna take it all, whatever.
Danny has the best hand.
Gives it all back.
Interesting spot though. You
Yeah.
expect a lot of the hands that would take this line to contain a king, but it looks like Fire will just check back.
So I was like,
Check,
okay,
check.
I'll give you action.
And he gets rid of the knit button.
Annihilate.
See what I meant about like being a premium pocket pair that you can, you know,
Like, I wanna go hang
push
out,
that
like,
knit,
get some
knit button away.
He's like,
You need a minimum qualifying hand.
No, I like it. Yeah, minimum low ranking hand
Yeah,
or a maximum, right? A
Yeah,
maximum
yeah.
holding. Is like, what'd you say? 9s is the max.
I said something like the spread's got to be at least 6. Like it can't be suited connectors, no way. Gapped, it's got to be gapped at least, you know, and not.
Oh, you're not even letting that pocket
I
pair.
I want non-suited gapped cards,
Oh my god.
not Broadway.
Oh man.
So that'll keep that game going for a while and be like, you know, you really have to
boy.
bluff into it. You really have to decide, hey, I'm going to play 9-6 offsuit. Let's go. and then take it down. You know?
Yeah, I guess it's like a mix between occasionally getting your good hands and occasionally getting the bad hands. And you're like, oh, I have to play it now.
Too easy when you get pocket kings or pocket jacks to re-raise it, and then, oh, here's the nit button. No, you're not nit. You just played a premium hand, you know? Like, that's not fair. In the spirit of the nit game is what I feel like. I don't know. My thoughts are like, you really need a trash hand
like this.
Yeah,
8-3.
8-3. I mean, and then you flop threes. You know, like great. Because that way you win a big pot and you prove you're not the nit.
So sneaky. I thought for sure he might have had something big. Thank you.
Brass Monkey gets rid of his net, but like I think that's a
fair
fair one, you know.
That's an earned net button.
That's an earned one, and he flopped it basically. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, so there's a sale going on 40 plus 20%. I bought like
LV Coleman in the chat says, evening all. I hit the like button. Appreciate it. That's a great reminder to everyone in the live stream chat. If you have to hit that like button, smash the like button. Helps the channel out a bunch. Also, if we don't get to, at least 50 likes, then Darren's not allowed to come back. So.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding. I say that to everyone.
Danny, I'm being told that they
Fair enough.
had a discussion in the meetings about it, but we don't know if they had made progress made on it. So it has been brought up. Raised to 75. Fold.
Ooh, Cashman has pocket aces.
250 now. Fold.
He raises it to 250.
Like, people love new chips. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Fire makes the call with Jack 7 suited. We're gonna see a flop. Deuce King 8, 2 diamonds and a club.
Pretty good flop for the aces.
I can get you
Fire checks. Cashman bets. What, 100? Oh, 290.
After 3 years,
Takes it down.
8 months, and a few days.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Chris. Oh, you're black.
Finally.
You get it?
Oh, I've
But
been on the
it's
list
not the one I
forever.
wanted. But I said I'll take it, whatever it is.
What'd you get?
It's a Datejust blue dial, the classic.
Yeah.
But I wanted the two-tone.
What?
This is non-diamond blue dial Datejust with Jubilee band.
Ready to talk about watches?
I guess so. When they're playing for this kind of money, you can talk about Datejust watches like it's just another piece of clothing.
You want a luxury product? Anyone else mention that?
No, we didn't think about it.
Fold.
You guys don't think about that kind of thing?
Fold. Danny's on the beat.
Just a thought, just thinking out loud. Don't worry about me.
Fold.
Okay, Benham has Ace King, Brass Monkey pocket fours, Danny has King 10 suited, and OFC has Queen 10 suited. This should be a good action flop. I wonder if Fire is going to call with his 3-2 offsuit. Oh, he does. Okay, this is great. Rock, paper, scissors right here. And the flop is 10 jack 7, 1 club, 2 spades. 3 of spades on the turn.
Didn't think it was important.
Just thinking out loud. It's not a deal breaker for me.
Yes, right.
And 9 of hearts. It's been checked around incredibly. The pot's only $755.
You think I'm gonna wash my hands?
Check.
It goes check, 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 check. Danny wins with King 10. I'm really surprised that this didn't escalate.
You guys are terrible. You guys are terrible.
I think there's a book. I don't know if it's a Super System 2 or something else. There's like one of those poker books where it says, these are all the hands, and then this is the action. And then it goes, these are all the hands. And the hands and the action, like the hands are exactly the same. The action's different. And it goes like, what changed? And it's like, nothing really. Just depends on people's, moods. Like the cards could be exactly the same. And one set of players plays it this way, and a different set of players plays it completely different.
Yeah. Well, that's how poker works, right?
Yeah. And I was hoping to see more action on that, board rather than check 5 ways all the way to the river.
Yeah, it looks like there's several nit buttons left. Monte, unfortunately, one of the players left. He's already had to pay the bounty twice. Looks like Mike is in the mix with a nit button. Sean, OFC, has no nit button, and then Fire has one as well. So there's 3 left, it looks like.
3, 4, 5. We have 5 players multi-way action again. And flop is 3, 10, 3. No one has a 3.
Or 10.
Or 10.
I don't know, you always have a suit in my hand.
And it
All
goes
I see
check
is
all the way.
tucks, black and white
Turn is a
tucks.
deuce.
We call them penguins. Check.
Yeah, now this is something I expect more checks on, I guess. Because like no one's really hit anything, you know?
And check. The new one.
And a 4.
Give me Mike the straight.
Yeah.
Check, check, check.
Turn Olympus.
I think he might fire something into it.
Yeah,
There he
I
goes.
guess they wear green clothes, you're right.
150. Mike bets 150.
No, Grizz bet 150.
Oh, sorry, Grizz.
Ace high.
Grizz bet. The graphics say 250. I guess it's because it rolled across.
Yeah, just a call.
North Mike's got the straight.
Don't do that.
No need to wait.
Grizz bet Mike called, right? Yeah.
Go.
You know.
Not that familiar with a lot of the players, so I need to keep referring back to the names.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff,
no,
you know?
that
And
makes
so,
it
like,
difficult too. I'm just so familiar with these guys.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
just
know
know
all of them.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is the first time I've seen any of them. But
So I'm playing
I'll
this
get better.
2-5 over
I'm
there.
gonna start
I'm
studying
playing
up
a
on
lot, like 10 hours a
all the
day.
live stream players, you know.
And last
Start quoting
4
their
years,
B pips and
5 days.
stats.
So the limit, the $1,500 cap, is training me to pick good hands to play with and not get involved in every stupid 70% BPIP or 60% BPIPs that I normally play with, or 50 plus whatever. So it's kind of tweaking my game, so to speak.
Obviously, he's learning limit games. It's good practice also.
Cash installed 70 hours last night.
Play tight, play all night.
I don't know about tight, but less than my norm.
It's always hard when you first try to do that. Like,
I know it
you
is.
mess with your mind.
It
You end up
does.
playing worse.
It does. I kept losing and getting irritated. That I
I was
couldn't
gonna mention that too. Like, if you like try to force certain things, you have to like think about it in a different way. But we can talk about it. Fire, I think you got me covered.
Over here, when you got in the new game, you always wanted to switch tables because you could only buy in for $1,000. You know, at least you don't have that problem over there.
I really do.
Yeah, our Satcher is also saying that buttons too close in color need to make them yellow.
59 is not bad.
Ooh, I think Mark will get on that at some point.
But if you go on a table that people have,
People straddle. People straddle a lot.
Okay, so we have 10-7 offsuit, 10-9 suited, and the flop was Jack-5 ace, all clubs.
so yesterday I went on a 2-5.
Right now, Fire has slightly the better hand with a 52% versus Gariz
One Asian guy had like fucking 9K.
48%.
Had like 4K.
And he bets
And I just hit him 1,500.
300, looks like 300. Oh, 550. It's really hard to see the chips.
Depends on how they play.
1.6K pot here.
7 or 800.
Gariz is asking how much he's behind. That's good consideration. Yeah, he's only got 3.5K behind and the pot's 1.6K. So if he calls here, Fire can shove basically. So good laydown, right?
And it looks like no way. Oh man, poor Monte. What is this, the third time now? Oh boy.
I mean, like, I would say, you know, probably is the nit at the table, or did you just not get good enough premium hands?
He's kind of getting a bad distribution hands, and when he does get a good hand, someone else has the better hand.
Yeah.
Like earlier, he had when he had stepped out to get a water or go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Fire had aces, and he had 3-bet on the button, and then he had to just fold his tens.
Oh gosh.
It's like one of the better hands he's seen.
Yeah, that's that nit game inducing action, though. For sure.
Apparently, Mark ordered 100 more in red.
They're creating their own buttons. Yeah. Okay. Nit might be too derogatory. Yeah.
It's pretty known actually.
What are you gonna call them? Fish buttons?
Oh my gosh.
Tight. Tight is right buttons.
Every 4 months they have body paint, but the girls were nothing but body paint. Yeah, they were.
Like getting after it.
Raise, make it.
I hope your wife's not watching.
Yeah, that's what they have. She
What's
does.
the bet?
500.
Let's see what you got. That's 5.
All right, Danny has pocket 5s, Benham has pocket 9s. He raised it to 500, and Danny has to call 350. So has to see how much Benham has behind. They're both fairly deep stacks, so he makes the call, and they'll see a flop. The pot's $1,080. Flop is 9-8 queen. Danny Benham's flop the set.
Set of 9s for Benham here.
He leads out. Bets 550. Danny, let's go. I'm leaning towards a check call, but then, you know, if you bet over here, what really bets, like, plays back is Jack 10. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
Like, you don't get
I think
any
you
more
definitely
action.
you can mix in some checks with bets, but I guess the disaster is you don't want to give a free card of a hand like
yeah, exactly.
like
Also
king 10
giving
suited
free
or
cards.
something.
But what if the free card is a 5 and then he comes
Sure.
along, you know?
No, yeah, I think it's
and then
fine
the
to
river's
mix
a
in.
5 again, so now you have a full house, but he's got quads.
So I think Benham did 3-bet pre-flop, right? So a lot of hands that that he could be getting a lot of value from, like ace queen or even pocket 8s, which is like set over set. So I could see some merit for checking there.
Yeah. No, I think he did the right thing. I mean, like, I don't want to
of the
slow
time you wanna
play.
be
I don't want to slow play my set because,
sure.
like, of course, when you flop a set, you kind of want to bet it so
You
it
wanna get as
doesn't
much
look
money as
like you have a
possible.
set because, like, it's so unlikely as well. So you
Right,
get
right.
max value from it.
90% of the time you
Yeah.
don't have a set, so
Yeah,
you're
and it just
you're
looks like
betting
a C bet.
anyways.
It
Yeah.
just looks like a C bet. I
Correct.
think he doesn't have enough of an aggression factor to pull that off because I haven't seen him bet like pre-flop, post-flop, you know, turn river, all that stuff. So he's more been like a check call kind of guy. So when he does bet out, it looks like he's got something, you know, like he definitely has something on this board. That board was very coordinated, so it's easy for pocket 5s to just say, all right, next hand.
Hey, Lala. Anybody thirsty, guys? Here she is, something to drink.
What?
So have they ever considered making this light? That tournament was what you said, 23 hours or something. The final table. You went to sleep and came back 12 hours, right? Heads up.
What's up?
That tournament where they went.
Oh,
heads
yeah,
up.
yeah. This is $1 million final table. I mean, day 2 started on Sunday at like 1 or noon or 1 p.m. And they played until Monday, like 5 a.m. So it was a really long day for the two, the winner and then the runner-up.
Now 850.
So this looks like a good pot.
Yeah, this could be a developing pot here. Cashman out of position here, probably more likely to fold this than call.
I just called to bump my VPIP anyways.
Those already makes the fold.
How about it?
I did the exact same thing.
Because he knows, I mean, like, if he calls there, he's going to have to call every street all the way to the
Right,
river.
especially if
at
it's an
least, like,
ace.
check call. You know,
I'm gonna look at my second card first.
There you go.
you got to just wait for the button and then bump it.
They would have had to bring out
I actually don't even know how I would play this game if I were playing there, because, like, my strategy is always, like, wait for the button or the cutoff and then, like, get in there and, like, you know, make everyone else's life difficult. But there's, like, a straddle. It's what, three blinds and a straddle. So you got, like, 4 other players acting after you when you put money in the pot. And they might, like, re-raise you in jam. So now you got to fold, you know? It's almost probably the best spot would be on that straddle, because if you could re-raise there, you might fold out people that are in position and then, like, isolate everyone else who's in the blinds. It's so weird. It almost equalizes the distribution of who gets to play last, you know?
Huh? On me.
On your back, yeah. That's a lot.
It'll be a
It's
squeeze.
very interesting having
they were
a
asking
straddle
when the net game was
and
back.
With a
double
net game?
straddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the knit game.
Yeah. There's a lot of
'Cause,
things
like,
going on.
there-
A lot of
you-
moving parts.
Yeah, and, like,
A lot of considerations.
it just really, really, really makes it different.
50 on. Yeah. 150.
Now it's 150. Okay, with 6-5 suited clubs. And Gariz has ace queen offsuit. He's gonna make
Raise to 350 fold.
gonna raise it to 350, so Fire has to call 200. He makes the call.
They actually gave me a choice between the Wimbledon and that one, and I was like,
Ace
"Duh,
9
Wimbledon."
deuce, rainbow.
And then, so at first they said okay, and then they called me and said bad news. I
Gariz
thought I
checks,
lost
Fire
both.
checks after.
And then they said the Wimbledon has gone to the manager.
The turn is a 6. Now, this is interesting, because if he checks it, Fire might bet, but he's going to bet it. And he bets 350, so pretty much he's going to call here, because the flop was checked, so it makes it, ooh, ace on the river.
That's
Makes it
interesting.
much less likely that Gariz has an ace, so if he checks it, I think Fire might bet, but it looks like he's going to bet it, so.
I wore it here a couple of times, but you weren't here.
No, I mean all the 6s and 9s are probably just gonna check back, just because
I like it.
they don't want to
He bets.
value in themselves. So I like betting here, just because you're putting those hands in tough spot.
He
Like a
bet
hand like King
775
9.
into 1.4k pot, so it's literally half pot, and Fire is just like, does he really have an ace?
Yeah,
Is
I
my
think
6 any good?
with a 6, I think you fold. With a 9, you call sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just let go of the 6.
Very nice fold. Derek, I hope I never have to play poker against you, because you sound like a really good player. And I would probably get rid of that knit button or lose my stack, you know. What games do you play? Do you play 1-2 no limit, or do you play Omaha more often?
I typically come from a Hold'em background, but I'm probably going to play primarily PLO for the next year, 2 years.
Okay, okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of studying. I have a coach and, for PLO, and that's been going really well. And, yeah, this person, yeah, well, definitely has been teaching me a lot. So I'm looking to get into the PLO streets.
He's never leaving.
And when this game breaks, I'm going to the
I know. You never addictive personality?
Something like that.
Raise to 100. Call 100 full.
Yeah, I have a raise hand too. I don't know.
Looks like there's some fellow players meeting each other in the chat here.
Just 2 of you.
Yeah, this
Ron,
chat's starting to
substandard
get chatty.
poker.
Bet 75.
Okay, Brass Monkey has King Jack offsuit. Gariz has 9-7 offsuit. The flop was King 7-4 rainbow with an 8 on the turn. That's at 100. Raises to 3.
God, I love the friendly battle between y'all today.
See, now this is one of those situations where he actually has the button, so he calls, and the river's an ace. So Brass Monkey checks, and Gariz shows down 9-7.
13.
You were going to call a Fire there, weren't you?
I did not think you had an ace.
100%.
Yeah. No way I believe.
He was good up to 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, probably 1,000. I could see the big bluff coming. I didn't want to have to live that down later.
Yeah.
Some people just have a nice way to win pots, you know, like they win it so
Stop
graciously.
playing now.
You don't feel bad about losing the money to them because they're so nice.
I bought a bunch of rugs from him not too long ago.
Oh, did you?
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Great service.
Yeah, he's
But he
awesome.
said he's been working. He went to Colorado for like 3
Yeah,
weeks.
with
And
the
he's
show.
been, some show
He's
in
been busy.
Austin,
He's been
and
super busy.
Took care of me. Did a good job.
Mark says PLO is where it's at.
I'm glad you liked it.
Fold. 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 Fold.
He's always at Zelda.
125.
Always at Zelda.
Yeah, Mark, what you saying? PLO, that's where it's at. Yeah, I've been. My eyes have been opened to PLO. It's kind of insane how it's a really simple. Without getting too much into detail, it's a really simple game, but it's still played so incorrectly to the point where it's like people are comparing it to like the skill level on average of like 2003 No Limit Hold'em is where PLO is now.
Insane.
Did you get the
Note
real
to self,
version?
get a yellow.
It's the best.
I get this Turkish. The Turkish rug is That's a, it's better off. He said.
Thank you very much.
Those are definitely good in quality and they're more economical than.
Yeah, it's very much
They're
so.
great.
It's the best
Absolutely, yeah. Mark had his game today, the 1-3 game at TCH Dallas. I think he's looking to make it a regular thing here on Wednesdays, so
Apparently,
I will typically be flooring
has a
then
version
on
of
Wednesdays.
the originals of the originals, like his grandfather gave it to him. They say it's
Definitely
valued
get in
right
contact
now
with Mark if you want to
over-
play on
over
that.
like $300,000-$400,000.
But it does open up to the public
It's
after an
priceless.
hour after the initial list.
In India.
We don't like to call it private, we just like to call it a reserved list game.
Watch out, you may go on the poker and you lose a rug.
Might be able to make it next Wednesday
raise to 125.
just to watch, maybe. What kind of a buy-in do you need for that game, Mark?
Oh,
Or maybe
I think the game's over with right now. But I did see him playing on the 1-2 no limit with the one-hand appeal over orbit. The 1-3 that he runs is a 500 minimum to 1,000 max.
Okay. So basically, bring like about 5 or 6 bullets, and you should be good, right?
Pocket eights are good. Thank you very much.
Pocket work every time.
Garen's asking if it's a 500 max. It was a 500 to 1,000 max. Yep, Mark just clarified.
Yeah, I thought for sure they were going to come back with vengeance tonight.
Game 4 is going to be the big one.
No finish. You just lost your game. Oh, I'm still going to race to 150.
Fold. Better just call it if you're going to do that.
Raise 125. Fold. I need to get something to raise with. Call 125. Fold. I'm trying to get this whole new strategy.
Check.
About 175.
It's pretty interesting action going on here. OFC has pocket 9s, Grizz has queen 10 suited. The board run out has been 7-8, 7-4 deuce. Strong raise call, check, bet call, and OFC's checked. So really it's up to Grizz. And he bets with a 0% equity, so.
The plan was to check raise.
Yeah,
So
pretty
his
easy
plan
hand
was
to
to check
call.
raise, but he's just gonna call.
You got queen out.
Nines and
I don't think he would have gotten much more value out of any
other hand, yeah.
worse hands.
Yeah.
And if he check raise and gets called, then he's pretty much
Probably
beat.
getting beat. Yeah.
Mike, would you do me a favor and
So.
do the honors? Pass them out.
Garan, I'm probably not pronouncing your name right, but appreciate you stopping by,
Whenever it's still down, they shot.
chatting in the chat with us. Hope to see you on the felt at TCH Dallas sometime soon.
I just won.
If you don't know what my name is Derek. I work here as a floor and dealer, and sometimes as a commentator. And
And before, so
I'm also co-commentating with Darren today, our guest commentator for
Just now
tonight.
starting?
Yep. We got back to you.
I waved. I don't know if I'm on the stream or not, but it's pretty cool to be here.
Oh my god, you guys.
All right. 50 on. Fold. Fold. Raise 150.
So it's a bit like fishing or hunting. You just have to wait for something
Oh my god.
and then go for it. You know.
Damn, like a boss. Raises A6 off.
Whenever I'm playing no limit and I'm playing a long session, I like to think of it like waiting for the knockout punch. So you gotta like keep your your defenses up, not get into any big pots out of position. Watch out for those like short stacks that can shove all in, and like just watch out for tricky spots like that, and then Every now and then, it's a very magical flop,
It's like there's no
and
PC. It's
you
like
just
they
have to
have
trap everyone in there and get max value for it, because that's your one hand, you know?
Kind of like that.
I don't know, maybe that's probably the wrong way of playing.
Mark's asking, is this the same Darren that constantly stack when we play 1-2?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
That guy.
Fold. Good. All right, 150 now. Fold.
I'm just gonna run the.
Like I said, he's such a nice guy, right?
150 fold. Fold.
Do that.
Fold.
So
You guys will all have
we'll
to
just
pay
give
me.
you all $5 and call it
Everybody
a
give
day.
me $10.
Yeah, it's coming back.
I'll tell you what, if you can do that, I'll personally give you $200.
Ooh. Ace, Jack, Jack, and Danny has pocket fives. Fire has 3 deuce.
We all heard it.
That's 100. I think he's gonna rate. Oh, no, he just calls. Picks up a straight draw. It's the 4 of hearts.
Check.
Danny checks fives. What a crazy card would it be if it comes out the 5 and of hearts or of clubs?
Bet 350. Call.
Oh my gosh, it is the 5 of hearts.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wow.
What crazy would it be if it's like the 5 of hearts?
God,
Oh,
it
they
goes-
just got no check. It's just like, oh, I thought that would escalate so much more
Wow,
than it did.
How did he not bet?
I
with
know,
the
right?
street?
Well, because the board paired with jacks previously, so they're both worried about the full house, and he's got
Right,
three
right,
deuce,
but
so,
it's just the way.
you know.
What the heck?
Yeah.
What happened
If
there?
I have 2-3 there, I'm definitely betting
Yeah, for
something because
sure.
I made my straight. And if I got pocket fives, I'm doing the speech. Well, you got it, fine, whatever. I shove, you know.
Incredible, incredible.
Yeah.
You did.
Wow.
I think you did.
It's pretty cool though when you go, hey, wouldn't this be a cool card to show up? And it does show up.
It
It's
happens
like,
a lot
oh
on
my
the stream,
goodness.
actually.
50 to fold. Fold.
We've had some iconic hands before, calling for a specific card.
I forgot.
It's easy with a full house.
Alright,
Raise
redo.
150.
Give me my hand back.
All right.
You wanna make
Oh,
plus
Mark
green
says,
or
oh,
plus
what's up,
extra?
dude?
You got extra
Not sure if you're talking to me, Mark,
Look,
but
Fold.
good fold.
it's been fun.
Oh, that's why he's mad I didn't do it.
Okay, Monty has King Jack offsuit and Cashman has Ace 3 offsuit. Cashman raised to 450 and
And
Monty tank folds basically. It's a good fold. It's out of position the whole time.
Feels good, doesn't it?
$50 straight to the bank.
that's
We
right.
had one over.
Let us all keep the net buttons even if we win a hand. And just divide the what is it?
Just don't listen to him.
Yeah, he wants to keep the knit buttons even if we win a hand and divide it.
Use some new material. Just keep working. You'll get something.
This was fresh.
That was excellent.
It was
delivery.
fresh.
I just made it.
I love how accurately he's dealing onto that spot, you know.
Yeah, this card's a great
Awesome.
dealer.
Yeah. Just like landing him.
Yeah, Mark Wee gets it. 6 of spades, bro.
Fold, 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 fold. Fold, fold. Oh, man.
Yeah, there's an iconic hand where the 6 of spades gave someone a set,
God,
and it gave someone a straight flush, and the river paired, giving guy the full house against straight flush.
Wow.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah. Thank you, my friend.
Only on the live stream.
5 off. That would have been a tough one.
Yeah, just like making 450. You said that.
Hey, Mark, thanks for that comment right there. By the way, my name has 2 R's in it, so thanks.
Damn.
6 spades, bro. It's a lot of fun reading all these chat comments. Does the chat get shown on the YouTube channel and Twitch and stuff, or is it just here?
Sometimes the replay will be turned off for some reason. Most of the time it is. You'll see it on there.
Cool.
All right, we got a 50 on.
Got about 15-ish minutes left in our stream. Looks like they're going to try to play one last iteration of the knit game. again, if you are the last player with the knit button in front of you, you get to pay everyone $50. Tonight, Monte's already paid it 3 times, so I doubt he wants to pay it for a 4th time tonight. That'd be, what, $1,400 that he just didn't need to
just
lose?
like donation,
just
you know?
yeah, just a pure donation. That definitely adds up if you get a continuous game going.
You know, on the stack thing, when they count how much up or down you are, do they just count your
it doesn't account
total,
for it,
or
so
it doesn't account for the knit button thing?
Yeah, so Monte's technically about $1,000 less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's done it 3 times. Yeah, 350. Yeah, over 1,000 less.
Wow, Bridge Mike has a straight ace 2 3 4 5, but the board pair's on the river, so can he get away from?
250.
Can anyone bet him off his hand? I guess that was the thought.
Yeah, I mean, even hands that aren't full houses would raise their value in the spot, right? It's such a kind of it's a very inconspicuous board. Trip 10s probably comfortably raise.
Fold.
But he will show it, and another wheel for him.
Ace 5 got there, Ace 4 got there, 5 6 got there. Everything got there.
Everything got there.
What a fucking turn. Nice hit, sir. Nice hit.
Better flip that thing over.
You've been getting a lot of.
Yeah, it's hard to explain to my non-poker friends, but there are actually situations where you know for sure you have the nuts.
Right. Even though it's technically not the nuts, but
No, like you
Oh,
know,
like-
you
oh,
have,
yeah,
like,
oh, yeah.
let's say you have like Broadway, you know, Jack 10, and it's like Ace King Queen, great, and then
Oh.
it somehow holds, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
so
guess-
now
I
you know
guess-
on the river you can't lose your
Sure,
money.
sure.
You know,
Yeah,
like
no,
you have the nuts.
I get what you're saying. We're like,
You can bet with
it's
impunity.
It's a concept where like people that don't typically play poker, they're like, wait, what do you mean you have the best possible hands? Like, no, like we can't lose.
Yeah, you can't lose
Or-
the money that goes in. The only
Yeah.
way to lose is if you bet money and then muck your hand. You know?
Or when you have those situations where you're the only one that could have this hand. So
Yeah,
absolutely-
exactly.
Yeah, so if
Like,
people
'cause
are
you have
"What
a
do mean?
blocker."
What do you mean?
Yeah.
That even gets more advanced when we start talking about blockers. But anyways, it looks like this will be a pretty easy pot for OFC, flopping top pair, top kicker. And we got German Moneymaker in the chat. What's up, Chris? Says, what's up, guys? Greeting from Mexico. He's on his, vacation from his playing. Typically likes to go to Mexico.
You sure you're on vacation down there?
I don't know how much poker they got down there, so I think he is. But yeah, welcome Chris Moneymaker to the chat, the German Moneymaker.
The German Moneymaker?
Yeah.
It's not Chris?
No.
Okay.
His name is Chris, though.
Okay, interesting.
Is it just the 2 of you? Awesome. Well, welcome back.
Thanks for tuning in from Mexico. I feel so world famous now, you know?
I think the last time Chris was in town, social hadn't been open yet. So
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be a change, a massive change for you, Chris, when you do come back to the States, when you come back to Texas. You're definitely not going to see Dallas as full as it used to be. All the big 2-5 and 5-10 games are over at social now. We still run the live stream here at Dallas, of course, but occasionally we run a 2-5 game, and occasionally I've seen a 5-10 game running here.
I didn't like the 7.
But most of the 2-5 and 5-10 games are now at TCH Social.
In a straight draw, I'll be able to see that.
It's going to be a big change for you, Chris.
Plus, I get this whack behind me with a nip button. Dude, it's go all in or something.
For those of y'all trying to put a face to a name, it's AKA Chris German Moneymaker that typically plays on our Tuesday 25-25-50 streams.
I wasn't sure whether to move and try. Every time I try to get out of the way, I end up hitting it just like knocks it over. I'm just gonna let it hit me, see what happens. All right, fold. 150, fold. 675. Raise. 625. Fold.
Boom.
Every time he raises, he has monsters.
You had me dominated.
And then there were 3.
Dun, 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 dun.
Monty has a $5 profit.
Yeah, let's see what I call Jack 9.
That's kind of fun, though. At least you're not making a loss, you know?
Right.
The suits get put up.
You and Jordan. No, there was a break. I won one in between. Just like Jordan.
Suits get you in trouble, sir.
Shouldn't even look. Shouldn't even look. But I won.
All right, we got the 50 on.
Chris, be sure to
Fold.
keep your Instagram updated. I want to see how your vacation travels are down in Mexico.
Raise, make it 150.
Yeah, Mark's talking about the 1-2 PLO per orbit at Dallas.
Yeah, it's been running really frequently, and I think a lot of players are enjoying it. You know, with TCH Social opening up, we have a lot more tables available at Texas Card House Dallas. So really, I mean, any game that is reasonable and that you have a player interest list for, we'll happily run at TCH Dallas. We've been running, you know, 2-4 limit games with a lot of dealers, staff, and we've been doing the 1-2 no limit with the one-handed PLO. I think we got a round of each game going last Saturday when I was flooring. It was a round of 4-card PLO and 4-card bomb pot.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so much fun.
It was a round of only PLO and a round of only bomb pots.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
That just sounds like recipe for disaster.
They seem to have a lot of fun.
There's a famous comic called Gary Larson, and he draws these like weird comics, and it just reminds me of one where it's like there's a school for people with like, you know, sleep disorders or something. They need to be like really quiet, right? And the caption off it says "Trouble Brewing," because right next to that is a building for like marching bands or something. You know, it's like Trouble Brewing. Sounds like trouble. Round of PLO and round of bomb pots, and it'd be PLO bomb pots, right? Correct. Yeah. Man.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah, that was intense. And then I think at some point they did change it to 5-card high, 5-card bomb pot.
5-card high, 5-card bomb pot.
Yeah.
That's the natural progression.
Yeah,
of
right.
The Far Side. That's right. Our Sanctuary. That's the comic by Gary Larson. Super funny. Yeah, no, that is definitely the natural progression. You know.
And then and I'm sure at some point of the night there's like, oh, we'll just play bomb pot, guys.
Oh no, you know what though? Here's the thing. I actually love playing all these different games. And there used to be a home game that I played. I don't know if I should really mention any specifics. So let's just say like when it gets down to about like 5 or 6 players, very late at night or early morning, you get to pick the game, dealer choice, you know. And the nut games that I like picking is 6-card bomb pot PLO.
Oh God.
Yeah. And no matter what I see, I just fold. And I've seen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I've seen quads versus quads with a straight flush, and someone else had like the nut flush or something on that board, and it was just mayhem. And I just folded. I don't even want to see my cards.
The double board bomb pots are definitely a different beast.
Yeah.
Chris here in the chat's wondering who's doing the commentary. It's yours truly, Chris, Derek. You know me. Darren is a guest commentator tonight. He also deals here at TCH Dallas and TCH Social. Right, you deal over there too, right? You
Yes,
deal
yeah, and not to be confused with the other Darren. There's like a Darren Reed and a Darren Ride. I'm Darren Ride. So it's interesting because people just go, "What's your last name initial?" and then you know, it gets. It's a bit confusing, but yeah, thank you for asking about the commentary. Don't know if I'm in trouble or not, German.
Is that 200? Jack 5 diamonds?
He's called, yeah. Yeah. And he's got my house, 200.
Are you getting ready for the 1-2 PLO in Dallas?
5 off. First action.
That'll be fun.
It's been a tough one.
I think as a matter of principle, I'm going to call it.
Okay, so we have Cashman with Queen Jack, and there's a Queen Jack Queen already on the board, and Bridge Mike with Jack 9. Cashman bet out 550. The pot's 1,290, and Bridge Mike makes the call.
Queen Jack, full house.
Oof.
No, it's got the ace.
See, and that's one of those boards where you kind of know you have the nuts. There's not much else that you need to worry about other than getting max value.
Basil, that's your I'm putting your money in the straddle.
Actually, I'm quite interested in this Instagram channel that German Moneymaker has that Derek was chatting about. I've never met him before, but it sounds like something fun.
This hand is
Yeah, I
up,
mean,
I'm
it's
like-
just his personal Instagram. I'm sure you can find it if you're just following him. Chris
Are you
Moneymaker.
about what at the end?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to go 1 point. 50
By 1 point. Brian doesn't even know we're playing.
Bridge Mike with ace 10 suited.
By 1 point.
Calls 50.
That's why you scream touchdown.
Cashman with king jack offsuit makes the call. And Gariz with pocket fives. Raises.
200.
Looks like 200. Yep.
Call 200.
Bridge Mike calls. Cashman folds. And it's heads up. Pocket fives versus ace 10 of diamonds. And the flop is king of hearts, 3 of diamonds, 9 of hearts.
Bet 150.
Gariz leads that, betting 150, and Bridge Mike lets it go.
Oh, thanks, Tom. You got a pair.
I never beat him if I ever beat him on the show.
Field goal, not a home run.
Denver -3, yeah.
You're at least in a good spot.
Oh, on the under. You have to have both.
Do you ever track your winnings or your per hourly on any of these trackers, like bankroll tracker stuff? Yeah.
It's game 3. They split one apiece in Denver.
Yeah, it's the series is tied right now, 1-1.
All right, we got the 50 on.
Danny with king jack, offsuit raises to 150, and Benham wakes up with aces.
All right, Benham makes it 425.
Makes it 425. I think I saw someone fold pocket sevens. Gariz has ace king suited. And looks like he's contemplating a call or a raise.
425. All right, fine. We're making that's my 5. Oh, all right. Well, take that one back. Sorry. He was making
Oh wow,
425.
getting close to one of the last hands of the night, and we could see blood here.
Yeah.
Ace king suited against the aces, one of the nightmare scenarios.
And there's a king jack in the mix, so we know that the ace king has even less outs now.
Yeah, that's Broadway outs and king outs. This is pretty brutal here.
And Gariz makes it.
Total of 1100.
Wow, it makes it big.
1100. Danny's out, and Benham. It's like the dream situation. You're sitting here with double, like basically 8.3K. The other guy has 4.7K behind. You're thinking, how can I get him to commit all the money? Do I really even want to do this? You know, of course I have to. So looks like he makes a call.
No, he raises again.
Yeah, good.
This is a good play
Yeah,
here.
he needs the 3. He has the button, right? Like, you have to be aggressive. So I think Gariz is basically going to shove right now. He's thinking about it. Ace king, how can I lay this down? You know, it's suited. What does he have? Aces?
In his mind, he's like,
Yeah.
at worst, I'm flipping a lot of the time,
Yeah.
right? How can he have kings?
Like, how can
he have aces?
Yeah, no way. He probably has queens or jacks or something. All in? No, he's going to call. The pot's $3,800, and he's pulling out black chips. Looks like he's going to call. All in.
Oh,
and
man.
snap. Oh,
Yeah.
aces versus ace king. Now, the only way he can win is if it's like club. And he's he's lost the king out as well, you know. There's a king jack that was folded.
Pretty
so.
brutal here. Gariz.
So he's only probably got two kings in the deck.
Oh
my gosh, 2 clubs and a 4.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. Okay.
Now
safe.
it's like, don't waste the
Safe.
clubs.
You can do it.
One last club might save him. And
Oh,
nope.
wow.
Yeah. He's out. So.
I mean, they're running it twice.
Oh,
here,
he's running it
but
twice? Okay,
that sucks
okay.
to see the 2 clubs
Because
wasted
he's
there.
lost his outs now. I mean, the only other way he can really make it is queen jack 10. Let's see. Ooh.
Oh, that's just it.
Oh, brutal. It's like, there's no coming back from that.
6-6.
He flops the nuts. Second nuts, I mean, quad 6s, but then there's a 6 on the other board. Yeah. So that is the nuts. Wow.
Oh, the other one's over there. Damn.
Hey, good hand.
Poker, man. 100, 0, 0.
You know, and that's just how poker is. Sometimes it sets you up for failure. When
Oh
you
yeah,
have to
like
just put the money in.
Like it's a textbook case where it says, yeah, you should put money in with ace king suited. You know,
Against the button.
against like
Yeah,
the range of hands that are likely to 3-bet or 4-bet you. And, you know, you could be flipping, so you run it twice. But of
Wow, was
course,
that literally the last hand? Oh
aces.
my gosh! Wow, Grizz having a pretty solid night all night, and just
Yeah.
gets felted on the last hand.
Yeah.
And they're doing the flip right now, so that's just unfortunate there for Grizz. Let's come back in the booth here. Say goodbye to y'all before we head off for the night. Again, my name is Derek. This is Darren.
Hi.
Darren, thank you for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure. Had a blast commentating with you, chatting it up. Hope to be able to do it again with you soon. To all of our people in the chat, Chris, RS Actuary, Mark. Let's see a few more people in here. Frank.
Moneymaker.
Yeah, Moneymaker, of course. Jedi Master Ted. A few more shout-outs here. Negligible and Garen. Thank y'all so much for tuning in for the past 4 hours. It's been a lot of fun. And let's just see who wins the flip tonight. Man, golly, that's
the last great last hand. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Aces versus ace king.
Pure setup hand there. Unfortunate for Grizz. Good sport as always, though.
I mean, does he not get included with the flip if he doesn't rebuy? I guess that.
Yeah, you have to put the money
That
in.
kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Got stacked, man. It's not the best way to go. Okay. 3-10 queen. I see 3 queen over there. 4
Someone has
ace.
Broadway,
Okay,
right?
if someone has Broadway, they're good. I see 3 queen right now. Pocket sevens, threes, 7-3.
I have no idea what one.
I think it's the queen 3. Monty has queen 3. It's 3-4.
No, it has
4.
0%.
Okay, okay. 7-4.
Who won here? I guess cash.
4 deuce 5 has to win, right? There's no deuce 5.
I have no
Wow.
idea, but y'all have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. We'll be live from Austin. We'll be live from Dallas again this Saturday, streaming the final table of our $500 50K. Again, we are doing that twice this month, June 10th and 24th. So make sure y'all sign up for this.